The garage. Cut. Cut. The garage is brought to you by Junk Rescue, soon to be Service Rescue. They just launched Move and Rescue as well. You need something removed. They remove it. You need something moved. They now move it too.
Killing the ad game.
Go to junkrescue.com and call them at 1-800-732-9209. That's 732-9209. Junk Rescue. The garage is also brought to you by Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC. Family owned and operated, serving South Jersey with swimming pool removals, footings, foundation, demolition, and all your exterior plumbing needs. Hey guys, listen, great family, good people. Hey, they're blue collar. We serve blue collar people. You reach out to them if you need any digging, dog. Any digging, dog. We dig the earth. Been digging it since 1994. Contact Tom's Backhoe at 856-786-2460. That's Tom's Backhoe at 856-786-2460. Tom's Backhoe and Excavation Service, LLC.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Garage with Evan and Friends, brought to you by Man Cave Complex, where you get all of our merch. Promo code Garage10 takes 10% off, $10. I don't fucking know what it does. Follow us on Instagram at Podcast Garage. That's where we communicate with the people. Instagram. Don't care about Twitter. Don't care about Facebook. Facebook's for parents looking for their 45th high school reunion. That's what they do there. And complain about the town that they live in. Get us on all your podcast medias except Spotify, because whatever. That's all I got. That's all I got for everything. To my left, as always, Mr. Ryan Reckes.
What's up?
Yes, Ryan.
Hey, guys.
What is up? And across from us, coming back. No box of wine this time, but
Just a bottle.
just a little Chardonnay. Or no, that's red. She brought a beautiful 2010 cranberry Cabernet, and her name is the Carbnet. Her name is Kelly Baker.
Thanks for having me back.
No, thanks. Hey, thanks for coming back. It's been a while. You guys were on in, I don't know, December?
Yes.
It was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold when maybe it wasn't cold.
It was cold.
The good news is Meg's not here. We'll all be able to talk. So, Meg, we miss you, but guys, let's have a convo now that Meg's not here.
Hey, now we can do that.
So, that's cool. So, Kel, what's up?
Nothing really.
All right, dude, don't be shy. We just ruined my fucking ads. Everyone just ruined the ads before the show just started, so.
Summer is ending, and I have to go back to school.
So you're a teacher. So summer's pretty dope as a teacher, just as much as it is as a kid.
Yeah, but you get the same feeling.
That's what I was just going to say.
Like, once August hits, I have, like, a pit in my stomach. I am having nightmares.
Nightmares?
I'm dreaming that I'm teaching naked. It's horrendous.
Well,
I feel like every
especially that you teach fourth grade, so that could be uncomfortable.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so just that. But
that's what I was going to say. So, like, it's like you're in school again.
Yeah.
It's
a constant
cool
up
in
and
June.
down emotion. Yeah.
Right. It's cool in June, but then you're like, oh, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, but we've been working.
Yeah, I don't feel bad because I worked all summer, so.
But also the downside is, how many days off do you get, like, days that you can take off?
No,
Like
we have it
fucking
really.
2?
I'm not complaining at all. We
No,
have
no,
it-
I'm saying like that
Yeah,
you could
like
say,
you get 3 personal days, and then I think it's like 10 sick days or something like that. And I don't have kids, so it's like they really are all for me. But half
Right.
of the teachers are like,
But especially around our age, like people are going on vacation, people are getting married, people are you got stuff that you have to take off for, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, you can't take off.
yeah, and you
Like, can you
can't
guys
take off like
schedule everything in the
around
summer?
holidays or something
Right.
like that. Yeah, and it's too hot to
Right.
go anywhere in the summer. And now we have a beach house. It's horrendous.
Yeah, how was the shore this weekend? I don't know. First of all, you've been partying all summer.
I know.
According to your Instagram, you've been partying all summer. You got the beach house. This Mr. Suds 60 people were raging. First of all, I was like, how many members? There's like 3 families that have like shore houses, or 4 families, and there's 12 people in each family. Like I just see the videos and shit. I'm like, did everybody go? Is everybody there?
Yes, is the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, I have no friends.
Well, our shore house too is.
But that's beside the point.
That's
by the
beside
way.
this point.
Yeah, our shore house is 2 bedrooms, and there's like 75 people that all sleep there, and like people are on pull-out couches, but it's so fun. Yeah,
That's the
I
benefit of a
feel
shore
like
house.
I'm in college again with my family. So, well, not the
That
same.
could be
but-
fun, I
There
guess.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the benefit of a shore house, where people are like, I'll just sleep on the floor. I'll sleep outside.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
Like people in bathtubs. Yeah,
Right.
No one cares.
Right.
It was like when we had like a senior week houses. It was just a free for all. Yeah.
Right. You get a 2-bedroom place, and you
Yeah.
sleep 46 people, so that it costs everyone $9 to go for a whole
Right, you
week.
bunk up in one room, you
Yeah.
put the studio in the other. And then that's the way we
No,
do
and
it. Then we do the podcast down the shore.
That's right. That's what we're getting ready to do.
Yeah, me and you bunk up in a room, and we put the table and the equipment in the next room.
It would be perfect.
It would be hot.
We'll bring all this stuff down. We'll hang it on the walls.
Well,
We won't get
we'll
our
bring
security
the flag
deposit
and
back.
Guy Fieri. Other than that, everything can stay.
Well, the sword, too.
Well, we need protection.
Seagulls.
Yeah, you never know.
You see in Ocean City, they got a falcon to fight off the seagulls? Falcon or a hawk or something like that? I think a falcon.
They're probably in the
There's
same
a
family.
dude.
I think they're both the birds of prey.
Yeah, probably.
It is weird. They're
One's a
the
lot bigger,
only
though.
bird that you have to worry about eating a sandwich in front of. Like, think about. There's not like.
And they don't give a fuck. They'll take it out of your hand.
Oh, one came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It
One
was.
came
What
out
kind
of
of
your mouth?
sandwich was it?
It was a solid turkey, like with mustard. It was every. Oh, it was
Cold
hard.
turkey?
I'd go for it,
Cold
too.
turkey or hot turkey?
Cold.
You don't see
I
them
was gonna say,
stealing
hot
peanut butter
turkey
and
on the
jellies.
beach, I don't know.
Hot turkey on the beach. That's
As
like having tuna fish on the beach.
Tuna's kind of cold, though. I do tuna on the beach.
Yeah. Good.
Bumblebee tuna?
Depends how good your cooler is.
True.
I guess so.
If it's a Yeti, then I'd go tuna.
Yeah, can't afford that. Yetis are crazy overpriced.
Well, unless you get them as a sponsor.
What's up, Yeti?
Are you bragging to us right now or something?
No.
Oh,
I don't.
She's saying, unless you have a spot. I got the Tundra in my trunk.
No, I was listening to your
have 6 of them,
introduction
don't worry
of all
about it.
the.
Yeah,
of
where are
all
you
your
listening?
sponsors.
Commenting? Giving middle finger in the
Yeah.
corner?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I felt like I was doing a fucking class project. So you said you had a story about you guys listening. I'm chewing nice into the mic like an amateur right now.
It's first day.
On your way to the shore, you were listening to the podcast. Oh yeah, because I asked you, are you going to start riding a bike?
Yeah. I'll tell the story. But,
Go ahead.
So,
You sure you don't want us to tell it?
so my sister and I are driving to the beach, and we're like, all right, let's put on a podcast, something to make it go fast. And we were listening to you guys riding the bikes, and
Bend to the shore.
Nightmare.
yep, at the shore. And I was dying because I think it's so funny. You guys didn't talk to each other at all until the podcast.
Yeah, Rye hid that a man died.
That's so severe. That's so severe.
Like he hid a whole man dying story. For
Ev died that he got picked up. I hid, or
Yeah.
hid that
Yeah.
he got picked up,
Yeah.
and I hid that somebody died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
What?
Two extremes there.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, I just got picked up.
Yeah, I
What the
mean,
fuck?
I rode the bike for got on the bus for 7 miles. You watched a man die? Jesus.
Yeah, so we're listening to the podcast on the way to the shore, and we're dying over like Ev's story and how disappointed he is, and then obviously like Rye hits us with like deep news. We turned it off. I didn't even listen to the top 5.
Yeah.
We sat in silence.
We
to
were all
listen
good.
to-
There was nothing left.
Somebody said a
yeah,
word.
like what?
We're like,
Put on sad
well,
songs after that.
Yeah, so we listened to your whole experience of bike riding to the beach, and then on our way home from the beach on Sunday, I'm like, I really want to hear the one episode, which was months earlier, where Chelsea talks about being pregnant. And on that episode, you guys mentioned that just something like, oh, I heard there's this bike ride that goes to the
It's so
shore.
weird.
So it's just so funny when you listen to podcasts and
Yeah.
you listen to them out of order. It's like it came to fruition, but we had
Yeah.
already heard it. But
So weird.
Right, and it's
Full
funny because
memory.
we were talking about when did we sign up? I think it was like March,
Yeah.
April, something like that. And then you
April-
hit us with that
Yeah.
news that you guys talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
on
that
this
episode
date.
was April 5th.
yeah, so that was fun.
So
Shout out to April 5th.
April,
Yeah.
because I think
Did no training in that 6 months.
I was probably at work one of the next 2 days when we signed up, and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'm doing it, because there was deadlines, and it got more expensive to sign up. Like as you got closer,
Yeah.
And I think if you would sign up at like the last day, it's I don't know $90 or something like that. So the new deadline was about to hit. It was probably like April 10th or something like that. And
Right.
we signed up April 7th to try to squeeze in a little bit cheaper for us.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about you guys. I went
Aw.
bike riding,
Uh-huh.
like actual, or like like the guy gave me like padded shorts. Like I was doing the real
Yeah,
thing.
you need them.
I know you saw the picture, but we only did 16 miles, and obviously that's my first time, and I was smoked. Like, and he was like way into like going uphill. He's like, I got this gnarly uphill. I'm like, what?
Well, you
Like,
just used the word gnarly, and I don't like it already.
I'm like, dog, I'm trying to only go downhill. Like when we were going downhill, I had a blast.
Of
But then I
course.
was like, crap, now I've got to do this climb or whatever. But I was on this like $2,000 sick bike that had all the gadgets and everything, and I'm just picturing you on like,
A fucking dyno.
yeah,
a
literally
$200
yeah,
fucking
like on my
Diamondback.
beach
My
cruiser, just
my
like
mongoose.
I had a dyno.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I had a gyro though, so in case I wanted to get freaky on the streets.
Well, I wish that we would have did it on that. Remember that one I sent you a picture of when I was at the bike shop? It's like a cruiser, so we wouldn't have been able to do it. No gear shift or anything.
Uh-huh.
But like the way the bar in the middle, it goes up towards the top where the handlebars are, and it has a brake in the middle, and it's just a straight up and down cup holder. Like, you know how regular bikes have like the thing along the bar where you can slide in your water bottle? This is a cup holder meant to probably hold open beers and stuff like that.
yeah, it's just a
So-
fun bike.
Sick.
Yeah.
How far do you
so
think
good.
we'd make it in a tandem bike?
There was people doing, the one guy was on a unicycle. I don't know if you saw him.
Come on, man.
There was a couple guys on like one of those sit down ones where you steer
That's
by your
ridiculous.
waist. and
Yeah.
you-
That's
and you-
ridiculous. When I see it on the street, it's ridiculous.
It is so funny, like when you see people doing these things that you're finding so difficult, but they're making it like next. Like in October, I did the Atlantic City Marathon, and while I'm training for it, I'm like, how am I going to do this? It was like 1,000 degrees in the summer training, and I'm on the Atlantic City boardwalk. I'm like, I'm only on mile 10, and that day I had to do 18 or something. And I just happened to look up, and on the billboard is like a Prudential ad of this man pushing a wheelchair of his son who's handicapped. He's like, over 300 marathons done together. I'm like,
No.
fuck, okay, I gotta be
One,
able to do
that's
it. Now-
false
yeah.
advertising. There's no fucking shot. There's no shot.
I don't know. There's,
I
there's
believe
people that are
it.
like,
people
yeah,
do it in costume. Like,
yeah,
I had a no chafing outfit, let alone like a Santa Claus outfit. Like
yeah.
The no chafing wasn't even. I already knew. Like
Well, it's different for a marathon, I think. You got to put
marathon
band-aids over your
V.
nipples and shit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Because I did
actually
Broad
was
Street and it was
fine.
Broad Street wasn't terrible actually. I can't imagine
You just
another.
bleeding from your nipples?
No, I really was. It was pouring rain, so I
Just
felt
a
like that
little
helped.
cut.
Yeah, so I felt like that actually helped with that it was raining. But yeah, a marathon, like what was that like? Training for it probably blows.
Training for it was right after my second year of regionals, and I was just so mentally spent. I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to do CrossFit anymore. So I have like this mental coach and that I do like with training for CrossFit, and he's like I just told him, I'm like, I'm so upset, and like I can't even step into the gym because I was so close to making it the past 2 years, and just was like,
Oh, so like the heartbreak.
knocking on the door.
it
Yeah,
was
like,
just
I just-
oh, you were just defeated.
yeah, not even that, just like I felt like that year 2018 I gave up so much, which I was fine with, but to get that close and I'd sacrificed so much, and just like time, I missed out on so many family events, which I know they knew was like important for me, but in retrospect it was just,
So you can't go back to those.
yeah, I couldn't, like, I wasn't, if I would have made it, I was like, that's when it would have been worth it for me. But to knock on the door the 2 years in a row and just like fall short, at that time, I was so mad. So he had my mental coach at the time, as if it's like a therapist. It's really like someone I do.
That was going to be my
Yeah,
question.
so-
What does he do?
Yeah, we're
So
definitely gonna. Once you were done that story, I was like, I can't wait to ask about a mental
Yeah,
coach.
no, like we do like different breathing activities. Like it's like homework. Like I journal with him, and like do visualization. People think it's crazy, but like it
Oh,
actually.
I've heard of it before.
Like
I've heard,
that
yeah.
really, especially in my sport, it's like half the battle. It's just like being able to like turn off your brain. So he said to me, like, what is it that, like, what is your why? Like, why did you even want to make CrossFit Games? Like, what was it?
I keep cutting you off. Sorry, but you're not the first person to say that in this garage. What's your why? Remember Maria said that?
Yeah.
All right.
And I lost my shit. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
We
you're
wrote
fine.
it on the wall, I think.
So my biggest thing to him was saying that I have this addiction of doing things that scare the shit out of me, or like that scare my goals or something like that. Like I always growing up was so conservative as far as like I want it to be successful. So whatever goal I made, I needed it to be achievable. So when I set that goal of the CrossFit Games, it was like it was so scary and big, and I knew how much work it was going to be, that I became addicted to finding something that was going to fill that void if it wasn't going to be CrossFit at the time. So he's like, okay, well, let's think of something that is going to do that for you. And I was like, all right, well, I guess like a marathon. Kind of like how you guys felt, like you say it like, oh, well, we'll do the bike race or the show, we'll do it. And then like you sign up and you're like, fuck, we're really going to go, like we have to go do this now. Yeah. So, but it was weird. Like even seeing that, like the poster of the dad pushing the cart, or like hearing other people do it, or you see like these obese people doing it, it kind of tainted my idea of it being that cool. Like I remember thinking like, well, I have this mentality, like if anyone can, like if someone else can do it, then I can do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So when I went into it, I was just kind of like nonchalant, like I'm just going to go do the marathon today. I've been training for it, but I kept it super low key. So on I did put the work in. So like mile 22, my family all surprised me at the spot. So
cool.
I was so tired, but I saw them and it was like, all right, let's fucking go. Yeah,
Start
like,
this thing over.
Yeah,
I'm
like
ready to
I
go.
was like hype. Like
Yeah.
I think DMX like just came on too. I was like,
shit.
yeah, I like X gonna.
You
give
weren't
it
even
to
listening to anything.
Yeah.
It was just in your head.
Yeah.
There's DMX again.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
But literally the minute I hit 23, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do 3 more miles.
Like, where's my family again?
Yeah,
Where
like,
are they at?
Are they at 25 or like nah? Because I
Then
need
you
on
see,
there.
then you see like a Marine or something who's like missing a leg
Yeah.
go flying by. You're like,
Old people, they crush marathons. I'm like, dog, how are your joints together? But
yeah,
so
you're fucking bone and flesh over here, just jiggling down the boardwalk.
Yeah, so I had that. I still was having that mentality, like anyone can do this. So I was like, whatever, it's not that cool. And then the minute I crossed the finish line, like my family was all there, and I did it in Atlantic City, so there's like not that many people, like compared to Boston. Like,
Oh yeah, you gotta like qualify to get.
yeah,
to
you're
Boston
going
and shit.
in through the finish line with thousands of people.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it was literally one, and then you'd wait 15 seconds for the next person. So they like kind of make it a big deal. They're like, and Kelly Baker,
Oh,
was in it.
shit.
Your time is you finished the marathon, and like at that moment, I'm like, I started weeping. Like,
Yeah?
my hands were in the air in the video, and I was just like overcome. I was like, all right, that was pretty cool. So now I'm kind of at. I mean, I'm still pursuing CrossFit, but like kind of the bike thing. Like I don't know. My brother's talking me into like a triathlon, so maybe I'll do.
I would actually. It's so. I just love doing stupid shit too, but I don't like training for it. So, like,
I like cool
just-
shit, but I don't want to do well.
No, seriously, I just don't have like the energy to train for it. Like, I've been really slacking at the gym too, but like, I just don't like training for stuff. I just like showing up and just doing it.
Yeah.
But a triathlon would be sick. I just suck at swimming, so I would have to do something like that because like I'll legit die.
Swimming is like, yeah, it's serious.
I like drown, you know.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
all went to the beach growing up. Like
Yeah.
I consider myself, I'm a survivor. Like I can
Right.
go in and ride waves or whatever. But like I've had a couple of competitions where it's like an open ocean swim, and the panic sets in. Like people are all running at the same time. Guys don't give it. They'll rip you back, and you're
For
like,
sure.
whew, like you have to settle back in. I'm like, and we grew up in the water, so
Right, but the
And
thing is, like, you go out and then you're just like, oh shit, like I gotta turn around, like.
Well, I feel like a lot of triathlon people started as swimmers, or started with some
1000%.
background in swimmers, where it's like fighters, it's better to start as like a wrestler or something
yeah,
like
you
that.
better
you know
be
what I
a
mean?
wrestler and just don't show up to a fight one day.
But you can also get into fighting without wrestling.
Yeah, of
so I
course.
feel like
I'm
that's
just-
the
yeah,
same
just-
thing
yeah.
with triathlons, where most people probably have some kind of a background in swimming, but you can also get into it without swimming. But it's just you don't
because
have that
it's harder
starting point.
to build. Like you can build to be a runner, I feel like, when you're later on in life. But if you've been a swimmer your whole life, kind of like, I feel like basketball is a great example, mostly for girls. Like you'll never find a girl that's never played basketball, and then all of a sudden, junior year of high school, they're going to try out and be like
Right.
really good. Like it's almost got to
Right,
be
there's
like
no Joel Embiid
foundational.
that's like-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Which
But
is yeah, go ahead.
Hey, but
I feel like we were both going in for a kiss. Like,
oh, you maybe you go
inner or
right.
outer circles.
I go.
What do you do?
Let's just talk about it first.
Yeah, what do you?
see,
All right,
see how it goes. I don't know.
Let's just not do it. And we'll just tell our friends we did. Deal.
Shake
five.
hands.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I don't even know what I was gonna say anymore.
I was gonna say that's one thing I mean, just brought up the basketball aspect. Like growing up, even now, like we don't play sports. Like especially for a girl, like I can't just like even like in high school, like you guys would go play pickup. I mean, I would join too, but it would be like I don't know, like not a call out to like Meg, but like that's not any of my girlfriends' things. Like I couldn't just be like, hey Meg, you want to go to Wood and like shoot hoops? She'd be like, what?
No.
You know,
No,
like
I don't.
or like we just don't play games anymore. Like
Right, like we have a
men's
spring
league and
league
shit.
men's league.
yeah, I'm
That
so
you would
jealous
never,
of that. Yeah,
you would never be able to get 40 girls together
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
a.
Yeah.
You
a
can play
women's league.
basketball for a long. That's a good sport to play, just because one, it's like super athletic, but you can play that for years.
Yeah, you can play it at fucking
And like
45,
different steps
50.
too. Like you could be 50, and then all of a sudden you're in like a 50 and older league. Like there's just
yeah.
tons and
right,
tons
that,
of basketball
that and
leagues.
baseball, softball, that
Yeah,
kind
softball.
Of.
Yeah,
league,
people do.
Or
people
like
are
you
so
guys have
diehard
golf
softball.
too. Like, I mean,
True.
girls play. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah.
like I feel like it's just like a it's total guys thing.
Golf is
Guys,
so fucking
guys
fun.
are just trying to find a way to get out of the
Yeah,
house.
they
just
and
wanna
do
get-
something.
and to drink.
Right.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
golf definitely, yeah. Because I wish I started golf way younger. Because dudes
Mm-hmm.
who started golf way younger, you're just like,
And not even that much younger. Like if you started golf in like high school,
yeah,
you're way better.
Decent.
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Like it's
I
It-
suck so bad.
It's
So
so
bad.
it's so funny you say that, guys. Like
Not that bad.
Mark doesn't suck that bad.
that guys make up these things to like go out. My dad is in something called a music club.
There you
Oh,
go.
boy.
So it's just like him and like a couple of guys, and they all go to someone's house, which the wife makes all these appetizers for.
Oh, shit.
And they all come with like they have a theme, so it might be like 70s, and they all bring like 5 favorite 70s songs, and they just play music of the
Boom.
songs they bring, and they get
Whoa.
whacked and eat.
And they don't even play instruments.
No,
I was gonna say, would your dad just
They're
pick
like,
up the
we're gonna learn-
saxophone?
we're gonna learn
they
today.
They just pick up the iPod. You know, my dad like might have a shuffle. Like
That's
I'm not
sick.
even, yeah.
The
so
one
then-
that you can't read what's on. It's just like
Yeah.
there's no screen.
It's one of these. Hold on.
Yeah,
Click,
hold on. This
click,
only holds
click,
100 songs,
click.
so I'll find it.
It's so good.
Oh, too far.
Um,
Oh, it's on shuffle. I can't find it now.
I'm
That's
like,
great.
What am I gonna get a book club? Like I don't even
Yeah,
want to.
nah. Well, I hate reading too.
Dude, Spark Notes. No
That's
biggie.
how do you think I got through school?
Yeah.
My mom wasted so much money on like summer reading projects. She's like, "Oh, you got to read Ramona and Your Father this summer." I was like, "Yeah, sure."
No, you got to and tell me
Yeah.
what happened so I can write this story.
I'd bowl my. I'm like, dude, what's the worst happening? I start off the year with an F, and then I just work my way back up. That's all I do.
You like
Set
the
the bar
climb.
low.
You like the climb.
I like the
Set the
climb.
bar low, and then it's easy to pass
Mom,
it.
I'm an underdog. You know this. I'm an underdog,
If I
Mom.
start with an A, I'm first in the class. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. I feel like you were really smart. Like I remember that in high school. Just
I'm like
being
the
quick.
smartest.
You're so annoying. But I remember that about you, just being like, "Oh, he's smart." Like you
There you
look
go.
smart too.
Yeah, he is.
Me and
He
my
was.
glasses.
Yeah.
Is that why? Is it because I had
Your
glasses?
did
glasses
have
were so
glasses.
fucking
Yeah.
thick too.
That's why,
Aw.
guys.
Dude,
I
you
got
could burn
LASIK, man.
bugs with them bitches. Just
I got LASIK, and I
That
got
was
my
awesome.
I got my LASIK, and it burned so bad that now I don't have hair on the top of my head.
Oh,
That's what happened, really.
that's what I thought.
It wasn't. It
The
wasn't the whole
toupee.
balding
Bring
thing.
back
It's
the
just,
toupee, bro.
It wasn't the aging.
Yeah. No, it's just. It was the lasers.
We'll get back to school. Well, where do I want to go?
No.
What question do I want to go? Well, we'll go to CrossFit thing. So was training for the marathon harder than? Probably not, because it's just running. You just get your right.
Yeah,
I mean, it
no.
sucks, but
So
so like when it goes into like training for regionals, I'm sure that's just like
it's people maybe that listen might know it, but excluding this year because they just changed the way to qualify for the CrossFit Games, it would be the Worldwide Open, then regionals, and then top 5 at regionals go to the games.
okay.
So the world is broken into different regions. So they'll release one workout each week for 5 weeks, and then you submit your score. So our region is about 14,000 girls.
Oh shit.
So top 20 make it to regionals.
Oh shit.
So
then-
you submit your score.
With a video.
Okay,
So
that's
you
what
have to
I
have
was
like a
gonna say.
judge, and then there's a video. It's just like, yeah. So it's
Because we were talking about golf before. I didn't know if it was like that, where it's like, hey,
you kick it.
just be honest. Don't lie.
Your gym doesn't want to be like known as a cheating gym and shit. So
Exactly.
like,
That's
the
what I
head
was
coach
saying,
would be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
nah, we can't.
Exactly.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, like their names
Their
are
names
aligned
are
as
right.
well. Yeah. So my first year of doing CrossFit, I was with a team, and we made it to the CrossFit Games. But making it as a team is way easier.
Okay.
Well, some people may argue that, but it was. And then so that next year, it was kind of like, well, my team all split up. I guess I'm going to try to go individual.
Well, is it easier for a team because there's less teams that qualify?
No, so same amount.
Or less
so
teams that
at
try
the
out, I
CrossFit
should
Games,
say?
there was 40 teams, but there was 40 individual girls, 40 individual guys. So top
Okay.
5 of each. So you.
So just because there's a lot more
Yeah,
people.
like if you have a hole in your game, like if there's something I'm not good at, someone else on my team like could almost pick up the slack, or you're not
Right.
as exposed, I
Right,
should say.
okay.
So that was 2016. 2017, I was like to my coach, like I was still so new, and he was like, "Let's go for it. Like, what do you have to lose?"
How many years in are you?
This is my second year in, so like I was.
So you've only been doing CrossFit
very
for
new.
2 years.
Yeah,
and you're-
yeah.
Damn.
So very new, and he was like, "Let's just go for it." And I was training by myself, so like a lot of people would train with someone else, so you kind of know where you're at. It'd be like kind of playing golf with some. I mean, you can compare scores with someone else, but
Yeah.
you don't really know where you are. So that year, I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I guess we'll go for it. And I ended up that year in 2017 placing 14th in the Open
Damn.
in our region, so it qualified me. And then I was kind of like, fuck, like I'm
Yeah.
there to have fun. Like I already surpassed my goal, and then I ended up at regionals that year, ending up in 7th, so top
Damn.
5 make games. So that next year, that's when I kind of gave up everything. I was like, fuck
This is
it.
it.
Right, you
fuck
know
a
you're good
social
at it,
life.
so
Yeah.
let's do it. Yeah.
Even like my boyfriend at the time, like that's like the dating when you're in something like that is so hard because you're like
You have to be
measuring
selfish.
food. Yeah, like I can't go out. I'm spending 4 hours at the gym, and like you have to understand that that's like a priority to me.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy.
So
for
even
any
now,
dude.
it's like like it's selfish, and you
Yeah.
have to almost be with someone that allows you to be. So that next year, like I
But
said,
it's
like,
that's all sports really. Like
yeah,
it's-
Oh,
no,
definitely,
totally,
yeah, for
if
totally,
sure.
you're a
totally. Yeah.
like a professional, then that's how
yeah,
it works.
Totally.
Kobe Bryant's wife wasn't like, "Are you gonna be home for dinner?"
Yeah.
Right.
They'd be like, "Huh?"
I think it's just hard to compare yourself. Like Kobe Bryant's bringing in whatever, and he's
Right.
this famous or this and that and the other. Whereas almost like a lot.
Well, he wasn't at one point.
Yeah,
So
but I could see a
Yeah.
lot. Like if I was dating someone right now, I'd be like, "You're not that big of a deal." Like you're
Right.
like
You're an
you
MLS
don't-
soccer
yeah,
player.
you
Okay?
don't have to.
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
exactly. Yeah, but I'm like, well, it's important to me. So it's just hard to kind of find someone that gets it. So that year, I went into the Open, and I was so confident, and I was the fittest I've ever been, and I ended up 7th in our region. So I went in like, let's go, but we didn't make it. I ended up.
why'd your team
13th.
split up?
They just moved. Like
Oh, okay.
Kelsey, who's one of my best friends now, she moved to Boston. Lipsy moved to Texas. So it's like
Oh,
to try to
shit.
find people in the same area, because we had to at that time. You had to train 60% of your time together, so I couldn't just be at my own gym. So I lived at the shore at Rachel's house with Kelsey. To just like
See,
so
that's
it's just-
fun though.
it's
That's
a
like
lot.
team camaraderie
It was
shit.
all-
Though.
yeah.
So that's
those
like,
those people are
that's like training
They're
camp.
like family. Yeah, like they would do anything for
That's
me
awesome.
now. Yeah, and it's the closest thing I've ever come to like college soccer.
I was gonna say because the older you get, you don't get that shit no more.
No.
So it's cool that you still have that because
Yeah.
after like high school sports or anything like that, college sports, you don't have that shit no more.
Yeah, totally.
Like you're always reaching for like that group of, like I can only imagine how tough it is for like when military comes back, like when you're overseas
that,
living with
yeah.
people and shit like that. Like the bond that you make with them people,
Yeah.
that's gotta be tough to like even compare to anybody else
When I was
or
listening,
anything else.
when I was listening to TJ's podcast, and he was just talking about like locker room or bus rides or airplanes, like that
all
is
flown back.
Yeah, I'm like shit. Like I missed that with soccer. That was so cool. And when I left soccer, I was like, well, now what am I gonna do? Like, you can only like even running a marathon. Like it's so lonely. Like, but unless you had like a running partner, but you don't get to experience like anything cool with anyone. So then going from team to individual, it was that kind of same thing. Like I was so burnt. That's why I did the marathon. I was so burnt out from just running my head through a wall by myself every single day. Like
And you're turning around looking for
yeah,
high fives
yeah,
from
you're
people,
like,
and there's no one on your team. You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
So
So yeah, it takes the fun out of it, I guess. I don't know.
So then this year they kind of changed everything, and now I'm back onto a different team. But they're like one girl's in Florida, the other guy's in Kentucky, the other one's in New York. But we get to travel to really cool places. Like we were just in Paris, and like kind of the same idea. Like we're all shacking up in like
Yeah.
a hotel room, like
That's the
eating
fun
dinner
shit,
together
yeah.
all the time, or like. It's weird because that sport, it's not like soccer where you're just kind of like play a game, but you hang out together. You're like running your head through a wall for someone else. And I don't know. Yeah. So it's kind of the closest thing that I got to have sports wise in comparison. But
That's sick.
That's why when you were kind of talking about like Evan train so that we can ride the bike together. Like,
Right.
even if you had a better bike.
I just needed a better bike. I don't really think I needed to train.
At least to go through something that's so, like, that was such a big goal that you guys were about to complete. I mean, it's awesome you got to celebrate at the end together, but just to, like...
Maybe not complete it together.
Yeah. So, like, quarter of the way completed.
Yeah.
3/4 at least, God damn it.
Yeah, if you should have rode the bus with them.
I should have turned back around.
God, I missed 7 miles, and it's like the end of the world.
No. I was stoked for you guys. I think that was awesome.
Yeah, but and not only, like you said, it's kind of like the marathon where it's not only is it like you want to celebrate with somebody, but it's just to take your mind off of what you're doing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to have a team to be like, you're tired of shit, but you can have a conversation real quick with somebody else and take your mind out of what you're doing right now so that you can continue to train, you can continue to get better, you can continue to work how you need to work with each other and all that kind of stuff. So it's...
And especially like when you have someone that's super positive that you train with. So right now I kind of train with another guy, and we have like I almost say to him, like, both of us are really hot, both of us are really tired, but we're not going to get any better if that's all we do is just talk about how hot and tired we are.
Right.
And so we just kind of both bought into, like, we're both thinking it, but we're just saying as many positive things as you can. Like, that's something I took from my mental coach.
There you go.
But, like,
it's paying off.
I know a couple of CrossFit athletes do it, but they wear, like, a bracelet. Like, I will use a hair tie or whatever, and, like, I always start it on my left hand. And if, like, I say something out loud that's like negative or like, because we do it all the time. Like, especially girls are so self-deprecating to be funny or like, oh, it's because I suck at this. And it's like, well, if you keep saying it, you're going to believe it. So like, I just switched like the hair tie to my right wrist, and it's like, you'll leave that session like you did it again. Like, goal is to keep it on the left hand, like type thing.
Right.
I wonder if you start cutting yourself, would it be?
Yeah.
Maybe you would get. Yeah.
I pull out a strand of hair.
Yeah, maybe maybe if I just start eating my hair. I'll stop saying all these stupid things.
I hate myself.
Kelly, what's that bald spot on your side? I had a bad day at the gym.
Yeah, that's fine. What you think?
Yeah, I had a bad day. I'm eating hair. Shit. Wow.
So
That's from giving blood?
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't. It's something.
It's infected. So that's
You ever
totally
hear
infected.
of West Nile?
Where was I even going? I just ruined my whole thought with the whole eating hair thing. What do you got something right? I'm gonna.
You cut me off. I wanted to talk about the
go ahead.
bruise on her fucking arm.
Go ahead, dude.
Jesus. I just saw it. I
What'd
didn't
you have to
see
give
it.
blood
I didn't
for?
see it when you walked in.
I was getting like a tracker on like different nutrients that I'm missing and like things I can change in my diet.
Oh, so you weren't donating blood?
No, I felt like people when I said it, they were like, "Well, at least you're saving a life," and I was like,
Not
No,
that.
I'm
My
not.
own.
I was like,
I'm saving my own.
I was like, that's exactly what I did. I think you save like 7 lives when you give blood.
Yeah.
I went along with Kate, my sister Kate. She donates blood like once a month. She is like, I'm like, you are literally saving. She does it like at Chick-fil-A though, like in their parking lot. I'm like, maybe we choose somewhere
In,
else.
like, the
I
back
don't
of
know.
some
The people
guy's
at Chick-fil-A
van.
are very nice.
But she is like, she's like one of those people that just do it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, your arm doesn't look like mine.
I'll tell you what. I gave blood one time at NHS in the back gym
at school.
of the high school.
Yep.
And she must have fucked it up and put it in wrong because I was giving blood for, I don't know, 25 minutes. And there was like this much blood in there and there was no air in it. And like I was starting to bruise. It hurt like a motherfucker. She was like, just a couple more minutes. I was like, that guy gave blood for 3 fucking minutes and his shit's full. Like, what's going on here?
And I'm passing out.
She was like, hold on, let me see. And just wiggling it around in her arm. And you're like, come on, dude, what the fuck?
Remember you
just throw this bag out.
Remember you passed out when we gave you the NCO9 tattoo?
No, I did not.
Is that blood?
Don't tell people that.
I think that was, so in high school you could like go donate blood, but we all did it to get out of class. It was after school. We were like, oh yeah, I'm definitely getting out of like.
And to go down and get some cookies or
yeah,
something
you're
like
just
that.
chilling, eating crackers with your friends on the gym mat. Well, I think it was Erica, but we might have to fact check it. But so you get like a prick before on your finger to make sure like you have enough iron or something.
You don't have AIDS.
So Erica gets her finger pricked, and they're like, and again, I think it's Erica, and they're like, you don't have enough iron to like give blood, like you got to go back to class. And Erica's like eyes are almost like watering up, like she's like so upset. I'm like, Ari, you can still give blood somewhere else. She's like, I just don't want to go back to class. Like, it was such
a fucking
I was
history
like, damn,
right
I
now.
was like, damn, she really cares about lives, but
Nah.
no, just didn't want
I was never able to give blood because I got my tattoos in PA. So, like, you can't give it
Really?
yeah, because, like, they don't have the, like, you don't have
the
to
restrictions
be,
or
like,
whatever.
certified or something like that. So, like,
Regulations.
they're scared of, like, dirty needles and shit because it's not, like,
So now you can never, or it has to be in a certain amount of time?
within a year. So, a tattoo within a year.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that.
No, it was, yeah, so
I
if
thought
you
it was
had
like friggin' 10 years or something
Nah,
like that.
no,
Yeah,
no.
it's like you can never go to Africa.
Never.
No.
Well,
wasn't planning on it.
if you wanted to get blood, you can go to Africa if you want.
Yeah, but you're not saving
Nobody's
lives.
stopping you.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on going to Africa at all. But,
That might be where there
there you go.
Welcome to-
She had a
Never
stroke.
gonna-
She just had a stroke.
I had one glass of wine. It's
Yeah.
happening again.
Here we go. Here we
something about
go. Where's the
this
mozzarella
room.
sticks?
The mystery box.
The mystery box.
That might be where one of my, so they call them sanctionals now, but one of the CrossFit competitions is, one of them's in South Africa. So that would be,
I heard South Africa.
South
I heard
Africa.
it's awesome. Cape Town, I just want to go to so bad.
That's where Morgan Freeman was president.
Nelson Mandela's.
You couldn't even get that out.
Dumb.
Wow.
Can you,
Alright.
like, these regionals and stuff, is it just the U.S.?
No, so it's worldwide. So like Australia had its own regional, or Pacific regional, I should say. Africa was maybe paired with that. I kind of forget how.
That's what I was going to
much
say.
the-
So maybe if
Europe
you stay
has
over
its
there,
own. Yeah.
you
Well,
can qualify easier.
yeah, you would have
You're
to.
in.
That's what I should have done. No, it's making sense now. No.
Actually, I'm going to move to Africa. And
Seriously, that's what I should do.
How's like the CrossFit community? Like, is everybody like? Have you like came across? Is everybody like super positive and awesome, or have you like came across people and it's like, you're douchey as shit, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
do they? Is guys look at girls different? Is it like
Um,
that? 'Cause there's always that shit.
I guess it is probably the one sport I've ever found where it's so equal respect for like being a girl or guy. Like, I
Alright,
know
cool.
the women's soccer right now is like really fighting for like equality. If anything, like guys are just as respectful to girls as girls are to guys, like as far as capability levels go. But it's also just been really cool to be a part of a group that you like girls can look a certain way and it's like accepted, especially being a teacher for like little girls. Like some of them are like, I want really big muscles.
I was
Or,
actually
like,
gonna ask that too.
yeah,
Like,
and,
what's that
like-
like being a teacher too? Like,
yeah, well, it's also hard too because I'm not private on Instagram. I'm very exposed. We wear outfits that are like
oh my god, she's
You know,
answering my questions. Let me
little.
check 'em off. No, you're good. Keep going. Check that off.
That
He's checking off a blank sheet.
drawing a dick.
Go ahead.
That like I just feel like when we grew up, and I'm not like we're not changing the world, but all I wanted to do was be like 6'1", 120 pounds, and I was just like a little chubby athlete that was just like hating what I looked like because of this unrealistic goal that I was never going to reach. And I see that in like my students. Like I see these little girls at
What
like
grade?
4th.
Yeah.
So it's kind of getting that point where you're like starting to recognize like your body image. Or
10
like,
years old, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the boys too. Like, and you kind of blame their parents for like what they're feeding them, but
Of course, yeah.
it's just been really cool to like they look up to you, and
Mhm.
and I'm younger too, so they kind of relate with me. But just to like show them that healthy can look good, or like even our generation now, like my mom even says that like if like curvy back then was no guy wanted that, or like flat, skinny as you could be. And it's kind of
Right,
like
trying to
took
see
a
some bones.
Yeah, it's like taking a full swing of like how healthy should look, and it's just been, like I mean, I'll walk into anywhere like the mall and have people like ask questions that you're like, that's kind of fucking rude, but
Like what?
like I don't know. They're not like, do you have a dick? But
Yeah,
like
oh,
almost
shit.
basically like
No.
how much
Right.
do you bench, or like
Oh Christ.
God, like how do you get those muscles? Watch out, like. Yeah, like watch out. What do you think I'm gonna?
Yeah, fucking
beat
watch
you?
out, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, give me a fucking discount, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Put you in a headlock.
Yeah, so just at least when I'm in places like that, like if I walk around my gym, I feel like I'm so normal, but
Yeah,
then
of
I'll
course.
go to like ShopRite and you're like, why does everyone keep fucking staring at
Right,
me?
then
And
you
then you're
feel
like,
weird. It's 99 degrees
because
out, you gotta
just
put on a
came-
hoodie 'cause you
Yeah,
don't
it's
feel
because I
like
just
dealing with
came
it.
from the gym. Yeah, exactly. So as far as like the
And it's
community
not my fault
goes,
that you guys are fucking fat.
Yeah. Right.
Put
Like,
the
don't look at
frozen
me
pizza-
weird.
Put
Yeah.
the frozen pizzas away.
Yeah.
exactly.
DiGiorno's is nice every once
Follow
in a
me
while,
to the
but
produce
let's
section.
let's not get fucking crazy here, guys.
Yeah, and to each their own. Like, I know, like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea of what they would want to look like or who they'd want to date, but it's just that being accepted that girls can have muscles or look at
Absolutely
a certain way. Is
It's
like,
definitely more accepted, I would feel like. Not that it was ever really, because I always felt like there was no in between. Because like CrossFit girls and even like athletes now, like they're like more like chiseled, or it was either like you were a normal chick or a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there was no
Like the
in
Arnold
between
era
Yeah,
of,
like,
like,
and that's just an
one or the
absolute
other.
freak
Yeah.
show. Like when it gets to like that level and shit. So there was never an in between, and now you see girls with like fucking just
And I feel
athletic
like,
looking.
I feel like
I guess is the way you want to say
Yeah.
it. I don't know.
I feel like not having that in between was part of a problem for the people that weren't bodybuilders, because they were like, I can't go to the gym. I don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right,
And you're
girls
like,
look.
well,
I don't
you're
want to
not.
lift weights.
I'm like, I've been trying for so long. Trust
Yeah.
me, it takes a really long
Yeah.
time.
I'm like, if all you had to do was a couple curls, of course I would look like that. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you
Right.
talking about?
yeah, that's so funny. Like, especially in my work, because I work with so many older women.
Right.
They'll say they like have these diet fads. I'm also a nutrition coach, so like they'll be like, well, I eat 600 calories and I lift light weights, high reps because I don't want to get bulky. And I'm over there with like 8 pounds of chicken and like I'm like, fuck, I've been trying to get bulky for so long. Like, you have no idea how hard
Right.
this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, people's fads.
Yeah.
I'm not a nutrition coach,
Nah.
but I'm also not a fucking idiot.
Nah.
Some of the things that people come up with, and they're like, nah, if you do this and this, it'll be awesome. And it's
I'm
perfect.
juicing. I'm going to eat oranges for 8 straight days. You're like, okay.
I would
have-
be so mean.
I don't have anything but lemon juice and cilantro.
Yeah.
You're like,
Like,
what?
I
where
could
the
have
fuck
three
did you hear that?
three potatoes and lime juice. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
Who made
fucking
that
poor?
They're like, wait.
Would your refrigerator go
Yeah.
bad? Yeah.
You fucking poor, dude.
2 weeks, I'm gonna be a stick.
Yeah.
You watch.
I'm going on vacation next week. I'm going to start shredding.
And
Okay.
you're like, not only where did you find this, but who did it that you were like, oh, that's the results of it? Because that's never the case. They just have pictures of
Right.
skinny people, and they're like, this is what happens. No, it's
I think
not.
people, that's definitely an issue. Like, people just compare themselves too much to other people. So, like, you'll see somebody on TV or whatever. You're like, oh, I want to look like that. You're like,
not
you can't look at fucking LeBron James and be like, man,
Yeah.
I wish I had that body. Be like, all right, you got to focus here and be realistic. Let's start small for a second and see what's going on. He's 6'9" and the super athlete. Like, let's not get crazy here.
Yeah.
Like, people compare themselves to, like, the wrong people. Then they get, like, down on themselves. You're just like,
That's like
fucking
That's
chill.
why social media is like
oh, God, yeah.
it's and like the fact that people can Photoshop. Like, I'm not saying that people don't put filters on pictures,
Of
but
course.
it's like one thing to the next. Like, I almost catch myself doing it too, and I'm not insecure in myself or who I am, but like now that I'm in this group of people, like, you're like, that girl's so much more ripped than me, or that girl's so much more chiseled.
yeah.
She's so much leaner. Like, how do I get, what should I do? What is she doing that I'm not doing? And bottom line, like, sometimes it just comes down to genetics. Like,
Oh, for sure.
I'm not saying you can't get that with a lot of hard work, but I'd be sacrificing so much of my life. But I found myself being that little girl that wanted to be the supermodel, like hating what I looked like, doing that now at 27. Like, how does she look like that? And I'm putting in all this work. It's like, God, like, when are we, especially as girls, like, ever going to be okay with the way that we look? And I think it's just we put so much pressure on ourselves to look this image.
Yeah.
And do you guys ever watch Always Sunny?
Uh-uh.
No.
There's you guys know who Rob McElhenney is?
Yeah.
No.
Like one of the writers for it. He's Mac on the show. One of his things was as the show went on, one season he got like super, super fat.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
I
was
heard that,
thinking all these other shows, as shows go on and people get older, they look better. And that's not what happens in real life. So I want to show what actually happens in real life. And he got fat one season. And then one of the last seasons, he got like super ripped and cut up. And he got a lot of like people reaching out to him about like trying to look like that. And he made a post on Twitter with a picture of him skinny and a picture of him fat. So he looks obviously amazing versus looks like a fat dad in the other one. And this is what he said, and I think it's a good quote. look, it's not that hard. All you need to do is lift weights 6 days a week, stop drinking alcohol, don't eat anything after 7, don't eat any carbs or sugar at all. In fact, just don't eat anything you like. Get the personal trainer from Magic Mike, sleep 9 hours a night, run 3 miles a day, have a studio pay for the whole thing over a 6 to 7 month span. I don't know why everyone's not doing this. It's super realistic lifestyle and an appropriate body image to compare oneself to.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, you're comparing yourself to a guy that literally did nothing except train and have his meals all cooked for him because he's getting paid for it by somebody else to do it because he has to look like that. And you try to do it after your 9-to-5 job as you're trying to afford your mortgage or your rent, and you have to get...
Or your car lease.
Or your car lease. And
then you throw kids in there, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right, and now you have to take your kids places, but you have to still eat those perfect meals, and you still have to work out for 6 hours, and like, how is that even fucking possible?
I mean, I even remember growing up, like I'm one of 4. Like, we had pasta every night, and it's not a knock on my parents. Like,
right.
That one, they weren't as knowledgeable as what we know now as far as nutrition goes, but it was like, that's all that they could do.
You got to eat before you can worry about what
that's all that they could do.
Yeah.
It's easy and it's cheap too.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm not saying your parents were poor and lazy or something like that, but like it's
now if you would have said potatoes and cilantro, I'd be like, oh shit, fucking poor ass
they
bakers,
struggling us out here.
broke ass bakers over there.
But yeah, it's because it's easy and you got 4 kids to take, and they were probably running you over to this practice and your sister over here and your brother over here, and like they got other stuff as they're working, and like
there's
how
just
are you
a fine
supposed
line
to...
for everything because you have to be realistic, but you can't make everything an excuse either.
Yeah,
because it's so easy to make shit an excuse. I use excuses all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So I mean, not for everything, but like you got to find the balance. Like,
right? Because also
I'm not going to be the fucking Rock. But I'm also not going to be some fat piece of shit. So you got to figure something out.
Also, you're sitting there and you're working hard at work and you're running all around doing all this kind of stuff. I also just want to sit down for fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So where do I squeeze that in with my 6-hour workouts and all that kind of stuff? Like,
but we also don't have the same goal as Kelly.
Right.
When you're trying for regional, then you have to push everything inside. You're like, this is
but
I'm doing.
I'm saying
I
to
know,
have that unrealistic
too.
body image that I have to attain. I have to look like The Rock. I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
That's how
I could cut back on drinking, but like, why would I just quit? Why would
I'm not a quitter.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Why would I just stop? Like, would I be happy if I just stopped just for what? To look
a certain way. Yeah.
For like...
Right, to lose 15 pounds?
I don't know, just like stupid shit. You're just like, do I really want that? Like...
But here's the thing. It's not just that. Like, if you were to stop drinking and then you look like The Rock...
Then what?
Maybe
it's worth it. Yeah.
Maybe you're thinking, but you would stop drinking and you would just lose a little bit of weight. And then you'd still have to do all the other things,
and
too.
Then Chelsea's
so
like, I liked you.
It's one
you
of
look
12
better
things.
the other way. I'd be like...
You were more fun when you were fat.
Do me a favor. Go get a cake and let's have some fun.
I'll be like, I'll show you fat. Here we go.
I'm not moving from this seat on the spot.
Oh, my God.
Madden 20. Is it, I thought we were about to hit that. Is it like intimidate? Do you intimidate guys? Because we were talking about, like, obviously you need to find, like, the perfect partner who can, like, deal. So you probably lean more towards CrossFit guys because they're in the same circle, or is that too much not male energy, alpha male? Are you allowed to say alpha male for women? Too much alpha. I'll just eliminate the male part. Is there too much alpha energy in like the house if there's 2 of yous or?
So I remember thinking that was who I would end up with, like someone that was understood it so much or was in it, but at this point, like, I mean, I'm not gonna like date some twig. Like, I don't want to pick you up. You like, like, or
come here, buddy.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
I don't have a fetish.
Come sit on my lap.
I don't want to put my legs around your neck and just choke you. Squeeze.
How'd you know?
Yeah. I Google.
But I think it's just
supposed
like
to pinch my leg.
Yeah. Just pinch my ass when you needed air. She just has a closet full of dead guys.
She calls her mental coach to go clean it up.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just want someone that would just understand more than anything. It's not like they have to be in the sport or not, but just to be like, I get it. Like, it's kind of nice when right now I don't have anyone, so I don't have to answer to anyone. but I don't. That would be the thing. I don't want to have to answer to you. I would need you to understand, like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I also understand that someone wouldn't want to date someone like me. Like, I try to flip it on the other end. Like, if I was dating a guy and he was into, like, badminton, that's something I don't understand at all. And he's like, well, I got to get my racket out for 5 hours. I'd be like, fucking, it's badminton.
Yeah,
like,
that's a beta. Let's
I
pick
have
a more alpha
yeah,
sports. That's real beta right
I have
there.
a family party. Like, how are you not going to go to?
How about a hunter
whatever?
who goes
Yeah.
away for like
Yeah,
a month at a time? Let's get a little more alpha in this.
And not only that, but someone that's confident in themselves enough that their girlfriend is walking around in a sports bra or staying across seas with their teammates that are guys. Like, so a lot of trust goes into it because you get really bonded with the people that you're on team with. And I've seen people, do wrong things, but at the same time, I've also seen that trust can be a kind of like a really big thing.
Yeah, you don't need your jealous boyfriend back home ruining your...
And then you're just like, I'm here to compete, and now have to worry about you being all salty because I'm like
killing it over
Hey,
here.
I watch Fittest People
Slaying.
on Earth on Netflix.
Yeah, it's good.
So a lot of them boyfriends, some of the boyfriends, you're just like, what? You're with her, like some of them Icelandic girls, and they'll go home and you'll see a dude, you're just like, yo, huh? I'm like, no wonder he's jealous. Look at this dude. What's he, a programmer? Is he writing fucking data?
What's he, a badminton player?
Yeah. Is he writing data at home? Of course. You're around all these fucking buff dudes. Of course he's jealous.
Yeah, so maybe someone's just like secure in themselves that they don't have to like work. Yeah.
But like, do dudes get intimidated by you when they see you? Like, is it like awkward?
Oh,
Like,
well,
that was
the
I
question.
put two different questions in there.
No, it's okay. Like I think some people would be into what I look like, but I also think other people want like a 6'1" supermodel, which is totally fine. Like the same way I'd be into someone that's built, not into the little skinny guy that I'm bigger than. But I remember used to be like insecure about it when I first started, like, because I don't know if it's like a guy's defense mechanism, but they'll say things that you're like, I don't even know if is that a backhanded compliment?
Yeah,
like
like
you
they
just said
try
something that was
insulting
like,
you thinking it's
yeah,
flirting.
then I'm like, oh, that was kind of fucking weird. Like then you're like, well, now what am I going to say back? Like, well, you have a small dick. Like, like what do you say to someone that is like, like saying something about your body where you're like, you wouldn't just go up to a girl and be like, God, you look pretty fat. Like, no, you would never do that.
Right.
But it's like, God, you need to lay off the weights. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
that was a weird fucking thing to say, you know?
Like, no, you're just too light in the ass for this.
So I think, maybe just like some guys would be like a little bit insecure or something. That's at least how I try to take it.
Right. Well, you don't take offense. Well, fuck you. You
No,
put in
I
the
don't.
hard
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck it. If you don't like it, get the fuck out
I
of here.
did like people, especially on social media, like as much as I'll get like the things where you're like, that is so fucking creepy. I'll also get things where you're like, that is so fucking mean. And it's not even just from guys, it would be from girls too. But like I said something.
Anybody's got to bring it down.
Yeah, like
People love bringing
like
people
trolls.
down.
I'm like, you're probably sitting there behind your screen like eating Cheetos. Like,
Yeah,
what?
the old Cheeto finger.
Yeah, exactly. Like one guy said something like, you would look so much better if you didn't lift as much as you do. Like if you lifted less, like you would be so much leaner or like something like that. And I'm like, I like compared it to like me going up to a rich guy and be like, I'd like it a lot more if you didn't work as hard. Like you'd have it would be a lot cooler if you had less money.
If that Maserati was just a fucking Jetta,
Jetta's a nice car, man.
Jetta's a
Let me
nice
tell
car
you.
and all, but
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, what do people get? Like, what
does that person get?
What was that guy's like? What did he want to say from you?
I don't know.
Like people either say mean things to just get a reaction so we can start talking to you. But like, what do you?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Hey man, you're right. I think you're right. Thanks
But
for
even-
the tip.
But here's the thing.
I was waiting for someone to tell me that.
Here's
Yeah,
the
like-
thing. Even to try to open up a conversation, like imagine him opening up a conversation and being like, hey, you would look so much better if you didn't lift as many weights. Hi, I'm Mark. How are you?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Hey, I'd like to take you out. Yeah.
okay,
No.
well,
I think
guess
it's
what?
just people
I'm gonna
like,
leave.
yeah, just like people can be so mean. It's to anyone, but
Yeah.
I just kind of
I got to bring
compare
it
it.
down
Like
to their level.
it's like I just feel like because like we kind of just talked about it, like having muscles is so new for girls. Like some people don't know how to take it or something. But like no one would go up to a girl and tell them they're fat, but they'll be so open to be like, you look like a guy. Like
It's because they're intimidated or that guy is jealous. Everybody, I don't even want to say just like, they can't deal with the fact that they're not willing to put in the work. But like when you see someone have something nice, it either you get upset. You're like, damn, man, why are they getting all these breaks? Or like, you're just lazy, so you're upset with what someone else has. So you want to bring them down to make yourself feel better. Like, since you're not willing to put in the work, let me give Kelly shit or give so-and-so shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's what people do.
Yeah.
Like, if they're scared to try something, they're like, oh, you have a fucking podcast? I'm like,
yeah.
well, I don't get it. What?
Yeah.
I don't.
I do.
No, what do you... You want to be like? What do you want to do? Like, be a comedian or something? I'm like, what are you getting at? What's your problem? What's the problem here?
They're just hating.
Yeah, like either just move along or like I never wrote a negative comment on something. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't. But then if you get a negative comment, it's the only thing you think about.
Yeah.
And
It's really hard to
why
put
they do
that
it,
armor
yeah.
up. Yeah. I mean, and not only that, like kind of like what you guys do, you lay your whole life out. Like people, I mean, I put things on social media, but only things that are like positive or this or that. Or the other. But you guys kind of lay it out your whole lives, the good, the bad, the ugly for everyone to hear. And everyone just gets an opinion of you based on like what you say on here. So it's kind of the same thing like with social media. It's like people are like, well, it's a highlight reel. Like you only put in the good things. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to be like, my boyfriend broke up with me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
here's a picture of me crying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Here's
of
a
course
picture of
you
me in a
want-
tub of ice cream crying, watching fucking.
The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's like,
Oh, going to my grandma's funeral. Sup? Fucking snap. Walking in the funeral home.
you with grandma.
Yo, what up? What up, fam? About to put down my dog. All right. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah. But you guys actually say things on here that would kind of expose you more than what people put on Instagram. So, like, I mean, the more followers that you guys get, it's like, fuck, do I want all these people to know? Like, even
Right.
you doing, like, the bike thing, like, we keep bringing it up. Sorry, Ev.
Yeah, I know.
We know you took the bus, but, like, everyone.
Slide in there.
Yeah, everyone.
I Rosa Parked that bitch, too. I was all the way in the front. I was like, God damn it.
But everyone could have, like, just like you could have posted, like, yeah, we finished this race, and everyone think, but you're like, no, like, this was how it really happened. It was raw. And
Well, I just always think, well, number one, I'm just not a liar. Two, like, people can tell when you're bullshitting. Like, I have enough faith in people that, like, people, if you find out I lied or I'm bullshitting you, then you just lose all your credibility.
yeah,
So you can't lie. Like, doing this, you have to expect to be, you just say, if you bash yourself before anyone else can bash you, then there's nothing that,
Right. The bullies lose their
yeah.
their
it's
will.
like Eminem at the very end.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like, yeah, right. He starts dogging himself and shit. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. People want to hear honesty. Like, they don't want to hear all the good shit and everything. So you gotta.
And not only that, the benefit of the podcast versus an Instagram or something like that is you have to think to post to Instagram, where the podcast, once everyone that has come on here has been nervous to start. Once it starts, they forget that we're recording, and then we just have a conversation. Like, yeah, we have microphones in our face and computers and all this other shit,
Gadgets.
but everyone just lets their guard down, and then we just have a conversation.
Yeah, it disappears. It
You know what I
starts off
mean?
a little awkward sometimes, and then it just disappears. You don't see the however many downloads we get per episode. Like, if there was 1,000 people in here watching us right now, it'd be a little awkward.
Yeah,
But
Right.
there's not, so you just don't even think about it. Until somebody, like, randomly, like, DMs me or, like, says something, you're just like, oh, shit, I said that?
And it's somebody that you don't know, and
Yeah,
they know
that's
like
even
your
worse.
whole life. Anyway, one more question for CrossFit before we go to a break. What do you think?
Hey, man,
right, cool.
it's your show.
Garage
So-
with Ryan and friends.
Yeah.
Damn right. It doesn't know I already changed the name
Yeah,
on
hey, whatever, dude.
iTunes.
Just give me my check every week.
So, CrossFit has gotten bad raps over the years. I'm not in the CrossFit world, but I heard that one of the reasons is because some of the gyms that you go to are not up to where they should be for CrossFit levels and regulations. I don't know all the technical words, but so how do you find somewhere that's legit? Because I've seen videos of people doing CrossFit, and I'm like, I don't know anything about CrossFit, but you're doing it
Your
wrong.
wrist is 3 minutes away from snapping in half right
and
now.
there's trainers right next to him, and they're clapping, and they're like, "Good job," and you're like, "You have to stop them. You have to. Somebody has to stop that person."
It'd almost be like the same thing. It's like, where the hell? What black belt would I want to train me? Like,
Right.
there are gonna be tons of like random, just like jujitsu schools. Like, how do you find the right?
Especially being a girl, because we didn't grow up like you guys. At least knew like how to bench or do a pull up or something. Like you grew up doing that as like a kid. It's so funny you say that. I have a friend from Australia who does CrossFit, and he'll send me a story, like this girl's story of her posting like constantly her gym, and these people are like, I'm like, how are they not getting hurt? Like,
Right.
And I'm like, and you're putting it up so everyone can see like she's proud of it, or same idea, like clapping. But I think it's just like, yeah, you maybe sense it. But for someone that's new, that like a girl that doesn't know, like I could see that getting a bad rap. But CrossFit probably gets a huge bad rap, but people are like, it's so injury prone. Like, the people are doing things that are like weird movements. It's too heavy. They're hurting their shoulders. And like, yeah, if you're at a gym like that, I totally agree. But at the same time, like there's people from our gym, like one of our members is like 65 and he's lost 45 pounds and he's off his diabetic medicine. And he's like, I didn't even change my diet. I just like am with a community of people that push me, and I wouldn't know what to do if I was going to a gym by myself. And I think that is worth the risk of hurting your wrist or having an injury here or there where he's not on like a diabetic medicine. Like,
Right. So if I was a 20-year-old girl,
that squeeze is worth the juice right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The risk for the
That's the first time I ever nailed that saying. I always say the juice is worth. No, I did fuck it up then. The squeeze is worth the juice. The juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
Or is it?
or something like that.
Something like that. Grown up shit.
But if I was a 20-year-old girl and I have never been to the gym and I followed you, I saw all your stuff, and I was like, I want to get into that. Kelly Baker inspired me to join CrossFit. Would you just Google it to find a because I don't want to go to one of those gyms. I don't know that when they're doing these kind of pull-ups or whatever that's the wrong way.
Yeah.
Until I tear something or break something or.
I mean, you could. We have the technology these days. Like you were just talking about on Netflix, there's a huge documentary on the sport. Like, if you are interested enough, like you should be doing research and trying out different gyms, and like you get a vibe if someone is bullshitting or not. But yeah, I mean, I would be lying. Just like anything, there's people that don't know what they're doing and they're like claimed craft, and you're like, okay.
It's the same thing. How do you find a tattoo artist? Like
you
have to do.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to do your own research.
And that's just permanent. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
you can
what I
get
mean?
a
Like,
bum shoulder, but you can't take off a
Because
tat.
like people come up to me like, oh, this dude said he can do this, this, and this for $100. I'm like, do you think that's a fair price? He's like, isn't that cheap, right? I'm like, yeah, that's totally cheap. So what do you think that's gonna? If you go to the mechanic,
and he'll also give you implants.
yeah. You want a calf implants too, right? Yeah, I found them on Groupon. Calf implants and a tribal tattoo. Oh man, you should go out of his basement, sure. But I'm saying like you have to do research, yeah.
There you go.
All right, I'm signing up
That's
for
it.
CrossFit.
That's it. It's decided.
That's it. I'm going on Groupon.
Halftime.
It's halftime. That went
Halftime.
quick. I got a lot more shit to say, I swear.
Is that a problem?
Oh, I swear I'm not done.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I
see.
think it's a problem.
That's why we don't do it live.
I was gonna.
You were going to do it.
But it would have cut off the music.
would've
We
cut
need
it
to
off.
figure out a way to fucking do both of it.
Yeah, dude. You're the audio guy.
Halftime.
Turn up, let's go.
Now, so what Kelly was saying during the break is that she hated all the artsy kids in school.
that is not a direct
No,
quote.
all right. So we were talking a little bit, and then we
It's a roundabout quote, though. Yeah.
Didn't
We were just saying, class 09 in the house. Hey.
Hey.
In high school, you couldn't. I feel like I don't even know where we stopped in the thing, but I'm just bringing up a whole new subject. I feel like in high school, you weren't really allowed to be who you wanted to be as much as in. And it wasn't like quite like the 80s, where like the 80s, like all the jocks beat up the dorks or whatever.
Nerds.
It wasn't like that. Like a lot more people got along in the year 2009, like people evolve and it's okay to like other shit.
And I also, not to cut you off, but I also
But I want to cut you off.
I also question that. Like, did people get along?
Yeah, you're right.
Or was I just, from my point of view, people got along, but from someone else's point of view, they were like, it's way fucking worse.
All right, well, let me say my point since you're still kind of in the school.
Because you guys were in the cool like group.
Well, it was
like
weird.
You
though.
guys probably got
you
along.
Said it, not me.
Well, you were in the cool group of girls, don't you think? Right?
No, yeah, I'm saying, but maybe for other people, they were
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
you guys
you don't
suck.
know what
okay,
somebody
so
else.
you're in the athletes.
They might
you're
have hated
athletes.
us,
I was
yeah.
in the gamer crew.
Yeah, you were a drinking friend.
Yeah, I was just drinking friend. I was a big gamer.
With his Red Bull cut.
Yeah, I sure did. Well, that's the thing. I was a freshman.
Frosh.
Came in freshman.
Stupid Frosh.
Just moved here. I didn't know any use. And then I became the king in the school within 6 months. So then,
Because my life is dope, and I do dope.
So, but I'm saying, like, what was I saying? You couldn't be exactly who you really wanted to be. Like, everybody has, like, other things that they like. Like, you're not only just a soccer player, Like, dude, I really like music. Like, I wouldn't mind if I, like, played the piano and shit, too. But, like, a lot of kids, like, were either scared to express themselves or, like, you couldn't do it around your group of friends. Like, it still wasn't okay at that age to really, like, I guess express yourself is what I'm trying to say.
Express yourself.
Well, when you guys had Ryan Haddon on here, he would be, like, a prime example of someone that I'm like, I remember being in high school and being like, God, those people are so into art. They would be drawing
Artsy
or
emo-ish, but
yeah,
not
and
really
I was just
emo.
like, fuck, what do I have to bring to the table? I had, like, I think I wore, like, high socks, like our shin guards. It was game day. Like, we had our whole fucking...
She was walking down the hallway with cleats on and shit.
Like, I'd be like, oh.
Here comes Kelly. Had her fucking shin pads on already.
Just in case.
Shit.
Just in case.
You never know. You never know when someone's going to kick you during class. Oh, fuck, dude. What's up with you?
Oh, shit.
Saves time afterwards. Then I
Yeah.
can hang out in Chip's office and
No,
drink
these are my
Gatorade.
hallway cleats. My game cleats are in my locker.
Yeah, fuck. But I remember that group being like, not like they were different, but just so like they were creative, but they did have that outlet. Like they had their like movie production class, or where we didn't really have.
Right, like I was jealous. Like I was like, dude, I want to wear those cool jackets, but like I can't.
Oh,
Like I wanted to wear like a jean jacket, but I'd be like, I can't because one, my arms are way too big.
Way too fucking jacked.
Two,
for this.
and I always wear sweatpants. So like, what am I?
I'm the sweatpants guy.
I'm the sweatpants guy. I can't see it.
Everybody know that. Everybody know that.
I'm the sweatpants, sweatshort guy. What do you?
I'm
Come on,
dead.
man.
But they had that. But I guess I mean, it wasn't like any of us, unless you guys were like, I kind of wanted to get into drama. Like,
Nah.
I don't think we all had. I just think when you're in high school, you just don't know what you want to be. Like, we
No.
were all like,
I still don't.
Yeah. See, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still don't.
We'll
I
get
think
to
about
that.
it all
We'll get
the
to that
time.
on the top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally think about that all the time, and I'm like, what do I want to be? And here's the thing. Now's the time.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Start making
supposed to-
moves,
But
buddy.
that's what I'm saying. Like you
Supposed
sit
to
there, like,
be it.
man, do I want to, work with money my whole life? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, am I gonna turn into a fucking raisin? I'm gonna cut grass for the rest of my life and just shrivel up, dude. When those old photos were going around, when people were like making their face old,
Yeah.
dude, let me show you mine. I literally look like I rake the sand on the beach. That's what I've been doing for
It
55
got you.
years.
It was like,
You're like,
I
oh,
know what he
got this.
does. I know what he
Landscaper.
does.
He's gonna
Oh shit.
look what I look like. Tell me I do not look like a
Shrivel-
homeless man who
Why-
got a
Shriveled up
haircut.
old prune.
I like that they made your beard white.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm into
yeah,
that.
made sense.
I'm into that. But look at my nose.
You throw it on camera or what? You post it?
Nah, yeah, I'll do something. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know. What's it like for like younger kids? Because if we couldn't do it in high school, I mean, maybe we did. I'm only just speaking for me. Like,
Was there something that that you would have, if you could go back in high school, like
I would have just played more
I
sports.
would've- Oh, okay. Were you
Less
fearful that you wouldn't make certain teams or wouldn't be good enough, or was it just like
My confidence probably wasn't there. I
Yeah.
definitely could have made. Well, I played freshman basketball, so I definitely. I mean, I wouldn't have said I was going to be the star of the team, but there's no way I wouldn't have been able to make the teams for the years going on.
Yeah.
I never played football in my life, so I don't know. That would have been weird.
try it? Yeah.
I could have tried it, but like didn't have the confidence. I didn't know anybody. I was new. I wasn't happy freshman year, so I definitely didn't want to do that.
you were in a total different boat than like what the majority of high school is.
So
right? Like, don't you agree, Rye? Like I had the same best friends in second grade.
Right. You were going back over the bridge and stuff, and
because I still had a girlfriend freshman year and all that shit. But like a lot of it was like, thank God I had like a decent personality and I was funny because like that helps so much, where you can just like
what happened to that?
I was just thinking that too.
It was a fucking layup, dude. That was a
Nice.
layup.
Now coming over from Philly to here, were you like, all right, I gotta put on this funny act. I need to figure out a way that I'm gonna fit in because it's not sports right now. It's got to be like I'm gonna be the party guy because I remember freshman year, like Kevin McDevitt maybe like saying to me like, this kid loves to party. He's gonna be a good like, almost like recruiting you. I'm like, all right, I'm sold. Like but yeah, did you feel
that wasn't an act? I really did like the party, and I was
and I'm hilarious
because that's what I was
there.
Yeah, with them. So,
but you were mad coming over here
for sure. There's no way I wanted to move. Why would I want to move at that like point in your life where it's like a weird time?
Right, because you just said you had the same friends since you were in second grade. Imagine your parents being like, "Well, they're not your friends anymore. Let's go."
Yeah, it'd be different if you went to like Cherokee, where there's a bunch of different schools that all come together.
That would have been way
school.
Worse because I definitely think that would have been way worse with so many different kids.
Yeah.
How do you find your group of? How do you find a group?
Yeah. Because there's like
I thought it'd be you were going along the
it'd be
opposite
better.
way, right?
Yeah. Just because everyone's like scared or like in a new place, whereas I felt like we walked into high school. We happen to have siblings that were still in high school, so we like knew so many people already. So I couldn't.
And our shit was set. Like you knew. Yeah. These are the people I'm friends with. These are the people that guy's friends with. These are the people that guy's friends with. Like where, like she was saying, if you go to a bigger school like Cherokee, where there's multiple towns coming together to the same high school and multiple middle schools feeding into the same high school, all of these people are meeting now. So, yeah, you had friends, but you're also meeting this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy that were all from this school, this school, this school, and this school. Yeah. And you can kind of combine groups. They pick up new people and drop off old people and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, there's more change happening in those areas, whereas there's not a lot of change happening when all of the same people from Cinnaminson Middle School go to Cinnaminson High School.
Yeah.
My oldest brother had the same situation as you. So all of his buddies went to Judge. My parents were like, this is the time to move. He's starting high school. Kelly's starting second grade. Like the other two trickled into the middle. And I even remember being young and feeling so bad for him because obviously I didn't. But like he went to homecoming by himself. Like my mom dropped him off by himself. Oof. He had like such a hard time making friends. Like I think he got like, egged because like that was the time.
It's fucked up, but
it's hilarious now. Right. But that was the time where like we didn't really do like the I guess the paddling thing. But at that it was years before where like hazing wasn't that big of a deal. Like at least it wasn't as strict.
Everyone did it.
Everyone did it. Yeah, especially so he's 7 years older than us, so it was like big. And I just like, fuck, he, like my parents felt so bad for him because they put this on him. And I mean, eventually, obviously, he like got a group of friends and like, you know, he was fine. But that had to have been so hard. Like,
ugh. I mean, I adapted fast. Like by sophomore year, I loved it. Yeah. Like I went to Jill's Sweet 16 and shit was fucking dope. But like, like I'm so happy now that I moved over. But like at that age, I was like upset. But like you said, yeah, I just fit in and luckily I didn't really like change. I was just like, fuck it, just kind of be yourself and this. Yeah. It is what it is, but it worked out.
At that point, you can't be a different person because then you always have to be that person. Yeah. You're that new person then.
Right. Well, like I said, like, I mean, you lie and you're like, but like, I'm not a liar. Like, when you're younger, you just come up with stupid shit. But like, I'm not a liar. I'm like, there's no bullshitting. Just whatever happens, happens. Because like, worst comes to worst, I didn't move that far. And like, you just go back with your old friends and shit. Yeah. But that's not why I brought up this up.
We were talking about how we didn't learn what we should have in high school.
Yeah, I just felt like, I just said, I guess you couldn't express yourself. Or maybe you were worried about what people said or something. I don't know.
And now you're not.
Now you don't give a shit about what you said. Like you said, I can put on any song and be like, this song sucks. You'd be like, don't listen. Like, you don't care as much what people think anymore.
Yeah.
So in high school, it's like...
Well, I think it's still your personality. Like, that's how your personality is developed. Because I'm sure there's plenty of people that would put on that song, no matter how old they are. They're 35, 40 years old.
And they still care.
Oh, you don't like? Okay, yeah. I don't. That's stupid. It's on shuffle. I didn't even do it.
I have my dad's shuffle.
Yeah, like to try to find an excuse. I'm sure some people still are worried about that, but I think your personality has developed where you don't care anymore.
Right.
Whether that's good or bad, I mean, I would think that's good, but I would think on some levels it's bad, where some of the advice that you could get from people could make you a better person. But you're like, go fuck yourself.
I also have college written down. I also have college written down. What were we talking about? College debt or something?
Well, we were talking about high school.
How many people get fucked? Because you're in the financial game. How many people get fucked going into...
Right, we were talking about things that don't learn.
It was like 5 minutes ago. How did we forget?
Things that we didn't forget.
No,
you forget.
We said it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like things that we should have learned in high school. So they made up this class my junior or senior year, practical life skills, but which I think is what we should be learning, because that's the majority of what we're doing right now. But we learned, like, I remember taking one entire class to learn how to tie a male's tie.
Yeah, that's not
like, unless I was trying to dress up like Avril Lavigne, when the fuck do I need to know? Like, I don't know. So if it was more, like, I was kind of saying, like, teach us how to handle our finances, or how to choose an appropriate college, because all of our friends are paying $1,000 a month in student loans, like, and you're just like, I don't know, everyone else is doing it. I'm 18. Like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, as much as I like using the word photosynthesis, show me how to get a mortgage. Like, I could give
this guy's talking about chlorophyll up here.
Yeah,
more like Boroville.
As cool as that sounds and all, how about you give me something? Someone teach me how to change a tire, for Christ's sakes. Like,
right, and that. Like Kelly was saying, I don't know if I'm biased because I'm in that world, but the financial literacy that people have is just, it's not good enough, and it's so detrimental to the rest of your life. Like, it's huge to be able to go into college, pick up 4 years of student loans. Get a credit card, buy whatever the fuck you want, get a car, maybe fuck it up, you got to get another one, you got to buy another car, now you got more car payments to go with the old car payments, you got credit card debt, you got student loan debt, and now you have a job that you're making $35,000 a year. That's paying off nothing, because everything else's interest is so high.
You're just treading water.
That you can't keep up. And now you're living at home with your parents, and you're 30, and people are making jokes about you. They're like, oh, you're 30 years old. No, it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I didn't get a good job. It's not because I'm not smart enough. It's because
I'm in the weeds.
It's because I started so fucking low.
Yeah.
Like, my net worth when I came out of school was negative $400,000. How the fuck are you supposed to climb out of that without hitting the fucking lottery?
Right.
And not only that, but think about the way that we were brought up. Like, we were brought up by, I mean, yeah, all of us, like, parents had good jobs and are educated,
family, blue collar,
whatever.
and
they like could give us good advice. Imagine if you're on the other end where you don't have you're already behind the 8 ball.
Don't have a dad. Your mom's on welfare. Like, what am I? How?
You
what
don't
am I supposed
know.
To do?
Yeah. Who are you getting advice from? Because at that point, the only people you listen to are your parents, and I don't think school does a good enough job with giving you resources to really understand what to do with money.
Right, and even you can't even put it on your parents anymore, because your parents, like we were saying, your parents, if they went to school,
their world was different than ours.
They paid $2,000 a year for their degree, where that's a monthly payment if you go to like a really expensive school. Like,
there's a stat that says every 7 years college is going to double. So on average, I think most colleges like $40,000 is like the average. So in 7 years, it's going to be on average people are going to pay $80,000. Like,
it's ridiculous. And then they're going to come out with a degree and a job that's paying them $40,000.
And then they wonder why our generation doesn't contribute to society, why people aren't buying houses. Like, I know so many people that live in Philly, and they're like, why the fuck would I buy a house? Like, how could I even afford
I was going to say, how am I going to buy a house? First question.
Yeah. So
and then otherwise, why would I buy a house?
Yeah.
At this point, it's not fucking worth it.
It's not even an investment anymore.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
House is appreciating. What's it going up? 1-2%, and I got student loans that are charging me fucking 8%. I got credit cards that are charging me 22%. Like,
well, people think it's all fun and games. Like, all right, I'm at home, I'm going to save my money. Like, saving your money for like to get your house is one thing, but like that motherfucker costs money monthly.
Right.
So like getting the house
outside of the mortgage. You're saying. Right.
Oh, right. So say your mortgage is whatever, just
$1,000.
Whatever. Yeah. You still got cable, internet, fucking taxes. You got
Now you're paying for all your groceries because
PSE&G.
your parents aren't buying the food anymore. You got
I've been eating hard-boiled eggs for like 2 weeks.
tuna. That's that tuna and pasta.
Straight up.
That's a diet, right?
That's when the lime juice comes in.
Yeah,
you
you're a
suggest
nutrition
that?
coach.
Yeah.
How's the hard-boiled eggs in
Do you suggest that tuna and pasta?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm sure there's a fad that
capable?
Before we go in the top 5, you want to get into the nutrition coaching? You want to?
What do you want to know?
I'm gonna say you want to.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you talk about? Who do you work
So-
You
for?
want to
How
promote
much
it a
is
little bit? I love nutrition.
So I work right now. I'm capped out with my clients. So I have like 84 clients.
That's a
So
lot.
It's a lot. And like we were just talking about, I came out of college and I have a teaching degree. I make almost more money doing this than I do teaching. It's astronomical.
It's not rare for anybody to have two jobs.
Two jobs.
Like, you almost
that's
have
what
to
I
have
mean.
2 jobs.
That's what I mean. But I don't get how
Because
people
of this
that don't.
financial
Yeah, exactly.
illiteracy.
Yeah.
Well, that's
for the
why
most
I
part.
That's
started
why I
there because I knew we
piggybacked
were
on
going to hear.
Hey,
I'm kidding. I got lucky.
Yeah, so I have clients from all over the world. So I have a couple from Australia, some from Europe, which is really cool. So, I mean, some are foreigners, so they speak a different language. So I'm like, I know they're using a translator, and I have no idea what they're saying. But everything.
eggs.
Yeah. Get the protein up. Yeah.
Just eat some eggs.
I don't know. So it's cool that I get to work with different people that like some are really old and just want to be healthy, while some have goals to be like better at sports. Some just want to lose fat. Some are maintaining. Some want to gain weight. I don't know, but the thing I like about it most is like you really connect with people, and I feel like I get like emotional or invested or inspired by certain people that are like,
I lost 12 pounds.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck yeah!
yeah, or like they come to these like big goals that they've like, one of my clients the other day just turned 50, and on his 50th birthday in this past year that I've been working with him, he lost 50 pounds. Like
Oh,
that was his
shit.
goal, and like
That's a lot of weight.
yeah, so they send check-in pictures, and it's like him with his wife with his hands up in the air, like little things like that is
You're like,
why.
You're like, take your shirt off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
But like you see the
Are-
results.
how
for
much
people.
do you love your wife? Yeah. So it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Where when you talk about like, what do I want to
Just
be
pull
when
your
I
balls
go?
out of your boxer hole. Just the balls.
You're sick. But you say like, what do you want to be when you get older? Like I'm still like trying to find things that are inspiring me that I'm like, oh, that'll fill that void or not. So I get the teaching role where you don't get the daily like I envision like someone who does painting, like a painter, like my brother. He's constantly he's constantly getting satisfaction. Like he goes into work, he sees a wall, he paints it, and it's like
It started out
job
white, now
well
it's blue.
done, and it looks good. I did a great job. Whereas when you're a teacher, you're putting in all this work for a
Slow.
year, and you might not know if you made a
It's a
difference
crock pot.
in that person's life 10 years from now, and like or. Like you're like fuck I don't know.
Until they're on a podcast and they're like, my favorite teacher was.
yeah. So with this, I get that constant
gratification.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's been just cool, like meeting
Everything
people.
you do is super rewarding.
Yeah. It's so, and you don't meet people. Like I say this, like if I was a trainer or something, I would love to do that as a job because people come in with good energy. Like I can't imagine working as like a TSA. Like we're just everyone's pissed or like
the DMV.
The DMV.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine people come up to you and they're already mad. Whereas like with nutrition or something where people are trying to better themselves, everyone's so positive and has like great energy. I'm like, that's what and then you don't realize when you're with kids, your mood, it affects them. Like they come in and they're just these little fucking sponges. And if you're like high energy and happy, they're just high energy and happy. Like one of my students came in, I posted this about it because it was just so real and raw. Like he was smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? He's like, I'm happy. I'm like, oh, like what happened? Because usually we have to have a reason. He's like,
Why are you happy? Oh my God, what happened?
He's like, nothing. It just feels good when I'm happy. Like
You're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
I'm like,
All right, Juan.
I'm like, get your fucking books out, guys. Like, exactly. Like,
I'll take the mood down in this room real quick. Everyone get their books out.
So I think.
Don't you wish you could say that to him?
Yeah,
Like,
oh my God.
Oh, fuck yeah, Juan, let's go.
Exactly. Did I ever tell you a story where I accidentally emailed a parent and, well, I'll just tell the story. So as
Even
as
if you
teacher-
told us, tell everybody.
Let me get the highlights.
I guess I could say this. So I have like a one parent who's very, very like strict. Her son couldn't eat anything. He had like so many allergies. And I was doing a lesson on Passover, and I wanted to bring matzah in for the kids to try and do like a little lesson on it. So I emailed the mom. I'm like, hi, like, just want to let you know I'm doing a little lesson on Passover. Please let me know if your son can or cannot eat matzah. If he can't, can you bring him in a cracker that he can eat? Well, that's what I thought. I emailed her. I did it on my phone. So she emails me back and says, what do you mean by, in quotes, eat ass? I was like, what? I look back at my email. I said, please let me know if your son can or cannot eat ass. If he can't, can you bring in a cracker that he can
Kelly
eat?
Baker.
It was April 1st. I was like, do
That's
I
not
just
even
come back
assy
with
in
a
season.
do I just come back with like a April Fool? Like
That's not gonna work.
I had to
That's
call
not
my
gonna work.
principal. I was like, oh my God, I auto-corrected, and he was like, just explain it to her. And then
he was like, you auto-corrected to ass.
eat ass.
How many times are you texting eat ass for it to autocorrect?
Because you know
to
that's
eat
on
ass?
your mind. Like you've seen something, or
I was
you're
just
writing
like,
an email as your ass was getting eaten. And
oh my God, no.
No, I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
literally was like, I thought I was going to die. But I don't
Like, I'm getting
why-
fired.
where did
That's
that
it.
even come
It
from?
depends. Like as the parent, like I would write back. I'm like, yeah, my son can eat some ass. Like it's just. But damn.
She did
But
laugh
as
about
a
it, yeah.
teacher. Like
Yeah.
you're obviously
Everything
like,
is so
held
tight.
to a thing. So
Yeah.
you probably just like
You have
full
no
panic.
You have no boundaries as like a teacher. So we like there's like a strategy.
Especially a fourth grade. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you were.
Yeah, there's like a strategy like where if a kid's like doing something wrong, like calling them out for it in front of their peers, that's what they want you to do. So they're like, it's like you just like get in their space, so they like are getting your attention, but you're not showing the rest of the class that they are, like putting your hand on your shoulder. And this was at a different school that I worked at than I do now, but there was a huge deal about it, like where the kid went home, so the teacher was touching his shoulder, and she's like, no, I was just like
It says
letting
it right
him
here in
know,
this
like,
book
yeah, like I am
about teaching.
I'm being in your surroundings, giving you what you want, but we're not letting everyone else know. Like my hands on your shoulder, and it's like, God, like that is the world that we live in. So when I accidentally
everyone's so fucking soft.
when I accidentally ask a parent if their son can eat ass, no, I thought I was going to get fired.
That's
I was like,
That's
That's
it.
awesome.
That's it for me.
Yep, I was like,
well,
well,
fired.
all right, looks like I'm going to be a lunch lady.
Wrap it up.
Be a nutrition lunch lady for all you.
I made them extra sloppy for you.
Yeah.
Lady, you're scaring us.
Good God, I'll go to school.
Oh shit, I like it.
You want to go in the top five?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, let's go in the top five.
Balls.
Let's go.
Welcome to the garage with Evan and friends. Brought to you by Man Cave Complex, where you can get all of our merchandise at. With Garage 10, get 10% off of it. 10% off. Put in Garage 10, get our gear. Follow us on Podcast Garage on Instagram. That's where we mingle with the people. That's all. That's the only place we mingle with the people. Get us on all your podcast medias. YouTube, we are in a deep hole. We are in a deep hole when it comes to YouTube. Like
What episode is this? 60?
Could be. And the last one I put up was 52, so we're 8 back.
Okay.
Because like I looked to like put up videos from like, dude, we got to figure it out big time.
Yeah. Yeah, because people on Instagram are probably like, all those other episodes probably suck because they're still putting up videos from
Dude, I'm
episode
deep.
52, 50.
I'm deep back. To my left, Mr. Ryan Riggis.
What's up?
Who's that laughing, you might ask? Oh, that's Miss Kelly Baker. Hi, Kelly.
Hey, guys.
Kelly was like, oh, this is my redemption episode. I'm like, don't act like last episode was that bad.
At this point of last episode, before I don't remember the top five.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say that I didn't not walk you out.
No, Yeah. Listen,
Here's
I
the
can't
thing.
even talk
Here's the thing. We had fun.
about it. We had a great time.
You're
We had
also
fun.
not the one who called the cops on Meg's boss because he thought he was raping young girls.
That wasn't her boss. It was just an old guy.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we were making out, and then I like felt uncomfortable because his wedding picture was on the side of the bed, and he still had his
Can
socks.
we turn this over?
And he still had his socks on, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep on the couch. And I laid my head down, and there was girls' underwear underneath, and I was like, this is it. I'm gonna catch him. Chris Hansen, I got one. It's like, oh, they're my daughters. I'm just gonna go.
Sure, dude.
I'm dead.
Top 5.
What's our top 5 tonight? Top 5 tonight is, what did you want to be when you grew up? Obviously when you were a kid, because now...
We still don't know.
We're still trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, even if we are trying to figure
And
out...
that's the
at
thing.
least
We're
this
kind of
is-
looking for ideas from you guys.
Nah. But as
Yeah,
a
mine
kid,
are strictly just what I wanted to be as a kid.
like as a kid, you had no perception of like what went
Money.
into anything.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah, oh, you know, I want to be an artist. I really like coloring and drawing. Okay, well, artists make $0, so...
Unless you're good. If you're good, you can make money. Otherwise...
Yeah, but how do you even get good? Because, like, there's some
practice.
people who, like...
Hey, practice makes perfect, man.
People will, like, draw a picture of, like, a snow cone, and they're just like, oh, my God, that just sold for $1 million. That's pure luck, because anybody could draw that. Anybody.
Hopefully there's no artists.
Anybody.
They know. They're in the business. Might as well be an author. Do authors make... unless you're fucking H.K. Rowling.
JK?
JK.
No, just kidding.
Oh, my God.
I get it.
I hate it.
Get it.
Kelly, you're number 5. Fuck it. Let's just get into it.
I made this one my number 5 because I feel like it would be on all of ours. As professional athlete.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I figured we would...
Let's just move it on.
Yeah,
up.
we don't really have a order to ours.
Not
because-
this- not
I
this
don't
one.
either, but I'm just more so saying, like, I get that one out of the way because,
Yeah, we're all going to have
yeah,
it.
we all want it, like, to be...
Because that's what I told her. I said, this top 5, like, they're not in order. It's not like I was dying to be an athlete. But, like,
Yeah,
when
even
you're
my
younger,
age, they're all swinging around, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I legit remember being in 2nd grade thinking, like, what am I even worried about this for?
Why are people
I'm-
talking about jobs?
Because I'm going to the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Little did I know I was going to grow up to be 6 foot tall white guy. Not a lot of those in the NBA,
Yeah.
unless they can shoot from 45 feet, which I can't.
Yeah. Once I played my first black guy in basketball, I was like, oh, well, there's no shot.
Well, that's the problem. Growing up in 2nd grade, you're playing in like clinics and like in-town leagues,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm way better than these guys,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm going to the NBA.
You
and then
can crush layups.
they were like, dude, there's other towns though.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when you play these
Yeah,
guys?
but, like, it's the same thing, especially because, like, playing, like, video games, too, like, playing out, like, oh, I want to be in this game when I'm older. Add 20 years to my life. Now I just create a player.
And I'm in the game. Look at
And
that.
I make them a 99 overall.
Dreams do come
because-
true, guys.
Yeah. I make them a 99 overall because, of course, if I was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
I can throw a
be
70-yard pass.
I'd be 99 overall. Of course. If it wasn't for
And
the stupid knee.
And that's the thing, like,
I would have made it, but...
My
yeah.
knee.
Yeah.
not only was I going to the NBA, I was going to be like one of the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I named like every one of my Barbie dolls Mia. Like I loved Mia Hamm.
Mia
She
Hamm.
was
Of course.
everywhere. So yeah, I had one book. I swear, like my parents didn't push reading. It was like Go for the Goal or something, and
yeah.
I would just like flip
Autobiography
through
of
it.
Mia Hamm.
I don't even know what the book said. I would just flip through it like I'm just researching. Like I'm getting ready. Like what? Yeah,
Mhm.
I had that unrealistic goal too.
I'm just trying to figure out what number I would be. That's the only thing I
Yeah, but
really
you know
need
what?
to
That's
figure
good,
out.
though, because sports are so key for kids. So, like, it keeps you
Yeah.
focused. You learn so much from sports. But if you're playing it, you want to have, like, that in your back of your mind. Like, oh, I'm doing this for a reason, though. Like, but realistically, you ain't doing
You were great
shit.
on PAL. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was the best at that clinic, at Tom Lynch Clinic.
Hey, I was
But
there
let me
too.
tell you, yeah, and I was way better than you.
Yeah,
Nobody in the NBA is wearing low top Air Force Ones.
Right.
So,
And then
just
and then
because
you
you're out
start
there shooting threes in low top Air Force Ones.
and then you start playing travel and stuff, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's other good players too.
Wait,
That's
he's
crazy.
14. He's 6'5". And he
Did
has
he-
a kid in the crowd.
Did he just dunk the ball?
Yeah. I'm like, I
Right.
just started touching net.
and I was the first one to touch net, so I thought I was going to the NBA.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is the time that you're supposed to touch net, and there's other guys like two-hand dunking it.
Your
and you're
confidence
like, oh,
in
shit.
4th grade was so
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
He's got a baby mama in the crowd and dunking. I'm like, well, here we go.
Dead.
Next. Well, since
Yeah,
I guess that was
we all use
everyone's
that one.
5.
Kelly, numero
Again, not in
4.
Mine was Mr. Softy Driver, like solely just because.
Could still do that. If
Yeah,
you want.
no. I mean, I worked at Rita's, so that was close
Uh-huh.
enough. But I just remember thinking, like, as a little kid, like, because our parents at the time didn't have money, so you'd hear the music coming down the street, and I wouldn't even ask at that point. I would just be like. It would just be like that was like the saddest part of my day when you're a kid.
Looking out the window and you're just hoping your mom's like, okay, Kelly,
Yeah,
go
no,
ahead. You're like,
yeah.
jackpot.
And I remember
You get
just
a chip
thinking
witch?
like they can just eat it whenever they want. Like they could just pull over, pour a little cone with rainbow sprinkles, and just like let's go. And yeah, so that was like I just thought that was going to be key.
All the ice cream every
You could
day.
have.
And now you're a nutrition coach.
Yeah. So and that's the thing too. I remember thinking. Like now that we're adults, like you weren't allowed to eat ice cream for dinner. Like you had all these rules. You can't just eat a bag of Doritos. And like now that we're adults, we just choose not to. And I'm
Right.
like,
You can do all those
can
things.
do whatever yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's so much better when you're not allowed to do something and then you do it.
Or when your metabolism's out the roof.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter. Because you were out back running
Yeah.
all fucking
Kids
day.
don't walk anywhere. They just fucking sprint.
Oh,
Everywhere.
I rode 65 miles that day. That was a no-brainer.
Ish.
Ish.
58-ish.
All right, Mr. Softy Driver. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, because a lot of mine are like super mainstream because I wasn't a creative kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Still
I-
You
not.
aren't artsy like us.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't
We hit
know.
our feelings in high school, okay?
We just wanted to do drama.
I would have
I-
loved to bring them
I
out,
used
but I
to
didn't
go
have any.
home, and I had this special hoodie that I used to wear where I would put my thumbs through it. And
Self-made.
You cut it with scissors.
self-made thumb holes. And then
And your mom was like, "Damn it, Evan, that was $50
and then I would wrap my hands around a paddle, and I would just play games all day with my...
Oh my
Thumb holes.
god.
But your hands would be warm, so it's
And I
okay.
would listen to Taking Back Sunday.
Speaking of Taking Back Sunday, one of mine was a musician.
Of course.
Oh.
Now, let me remind you guys, I didn't play an instrument. I can't sing worth a lick. How the fuck was I going to be a musician? I don't know, but
You
I
just
was.
had it.
I was.
Speaking of musicians, I remember being super jealous of Chelsea. You mentioned how she had a good voice. She played a video of her in class. So we were in like 3rd grade of a moment like this.
I remember it. I fucking remember.
And I remember.
I'm embarrassed for
her. No,
I remember that.
No, nothing to be embarrassed of. Fucking proud.
Yeah,
I
no,
remember
it was good.
she was good, and I remember thinking like,
She did it for
fucking-
like Kids American Idol or some shit.
fucking woe is me. No, it was her cousin's wedding or something.
Yeah.
I remember thinking,
They had
woe
a
is me.
tape.
Like I wanted a
remember
good
that.
voice. I remember sitting in my room singing, "Where are
Hold
we?
on,
Where
hold
are you,
on.
Christmas?"
Hold on, I gotta get her down here.
Which is like,
Gotta get her.
which is the hardest song to hit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I went right from like Norma to Mariah Carey. Like,
But in your head, you were fucking dominating it. You
yeah.
were like, Chelsea, who?
Yeah.
I'm fucking dominating this
I
song.
was so upset.
I can sing.
I'm so glad you
in
were
my
there
head.
for that.
Yeah, I definitely was. I remember.
It was so good.
I legit remember sitting. I was in like the fucking 2nd row over, like maybe 2nd or 3rd seat, and the TV was right in front of me, and like the rest of the class. I remember it vividly.
I'm like, why our teacher played that?
Probably because she didn't have
Was it
shit else to do.
Show and tell?
That's the only. Just like a Tuesday.
I can't wait till she gets down here.
Uh,
She's gonna fucking die.
That's good.
That's awesome.
She's gonna fucking die.
Yeah. So, like I said, I can't sing. I can't play any musical instrument.
No.
But it just in my head, I was like, I can perform on stage. They'll see that in me,
Yeah.
and they'll make me a star.
Stage
obviously.
presence. I mean, you were always a really good dancer.
Okay.
Like you were
Thank
known
you.
as that among our group friends. Like we'd just be because we'd be
He
at
still
house
is.
parties.
He still is a good
Eh.
dancer.
Killing it.
Okay.
When's the
Fucking
last
killing it.
wedding you've been to with this guy?
Yeah, it's been.
He pulls out a
Zero.
headband.
I'm in all the pictures.
Oh, okay.
Kate gets mad at me. She's like, she goes through people's pictures
It's not
and
your
she's
wedding.
like, "What the fuck? Why are you in more pictures than anybody else? And you didn't even know these people. It was her side of the family."
Her second cousin. Yeah.
And there I am in all the pictures, fucking
If
killing
you were a
the game.
musician, what would you play?
It's this is gonna sound weird because
You'd be the penis.
I have always loved the piano.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to play
So
the piano.
you'd be at the cocktail bar playing a little.
But that's
No, you could rip it on
the
the keyboard.
piano The
take it
piano
down with
doesn't
the
get
rip it.
any of the girls. Who wants to fuck the piano player?
I would.
He gets more pussy than the bass player.
At this point, then. Just kidding. Okay.
I'm in a bit of a dry
Any of
spell,
them.
boys.
Any of them.
So,
I don't care who it is.
So if the bass player's free, I'll take him.
Fucking the triangle guy.
What about the guy that like cleans up the wires and
Yeah.
stuff? Because I'll
Any
take him
roadies?
too.
Any roadies down? I'll
Dead.
put it since it's on my list and mine's not really numbered. I'll do definitely a band too. There's no way you didn't want to be in a band as I took
I think
guitar.
that's a boy thing, though.
Well, I took guitar lessons from like 10 to 16, 15.
I thought you were gonna be like for like 2 solid months.
Oh no,
So-
I took them for years. But like playing in a band would be so sick. I played
Could you get back to playing the guitar?
Like, if you picked
I mean,
it up, what could you play?
I mememorized some
Hot
songs.
cross buns?
I memorized some songs, but like
I can play that on the recorder.
Yeah, me too.
I probably couldn't read. I couldn't like read notes like I used to.
Right, but like if I gave you like a week to practice, like could you be back at like
Dude,
I can
it's-
strum a little bit. I don't
it's-
expect you to be in a band, but
No,
I can
it's
strum a little bit.
pretty fucking hard.
Right.
I remember I forget all the notes. So
And all
I
the
have to
guitar
start from
players out
scratch.
there are like, it's really not. Like there's
Yeah,
like
it's pretty easy.
it's like
No,
5
it's
notes.
definitely not.
Just combinations
No
of those
shot.
notes.
Well, there's like power chords and shit you can play. There's like 3 you can play every song, but it's not really playing the song.
Is that what Guns N' Roses is?
Yeah, I fucking hate
Power
Guns N' Roses.
chords?
No, because I was
Power chord.
Slash is power chords. Kelly Baker from the top rows with our power chords. But yeah, of course you would want to be in a band, especially listening. Dude, I'll be all right. Secret time. Here we go. Especially
This is what he really wanted
Let's
to do in
open
high
up.
school.
Let's
Yeah.
open
not
up.
only would I. All right, being in a band's cool, and I would love to play guitar, but like, dude. I was such an NSYNC fan too. Being in a boy band would
Are
be
you
the
kidding me?
shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Would be the shit.
You would get a lot of girls. I mean,
Who
yeah,
cares
they're
about
like
the
most
chicks though? Like,
Oh.
Okay.
I'm with the boys.
yeah. Oh, you guys have something against gays?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah. Hey, you said it. The world's listening.
We didn't. You did.
The world's listening. What do you guys have against gays? Go. But dude, because that's something you would like have to hide. Like if a Backstreet Boys song comes on now or NSYNC song, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, let's go." But like at that point, you're like, "Nah, I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't like that." And then all of a sudden you go in.
I had a Backstreet Boys today.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I definitely like NSYNC better than Backstreet Boys.
I didn't have any
Same.
NSYNC.
I was in sync, too.
Okay. well, fuck
Justin
you guys.
Timberlake. I still love Justin
Oh,
Timberlake.
I love him. He
Yeah.
is like the quadruple threat.
He's everything,
He's a scratch golfer.
of course.
That's what I'm saying. Quadruple is too low.
Yeah, he's got
sorry,
everything.
Like,
yeah,
there's
He can
literally
dance. He's an
nothing
egg-
that he can't
can
fucking
sing.
do.
Yeah.
He can act. I think he's a phenomenal
He's
actor.
funny.
He's got
He's
funny.
got a beautiful wife.
The
Right, he's
hottest.
good looking.
Yeah.
We forgot about that one.
I think I added that. It was
Well,
probably the
Let's
first thing
add
I
that
put up.
twice
Okay.
because he's that good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so gay because you know the first thing I said was
He's
if I could
good.
just rub his curly hair. I wish he didn't shave his head hair anymore. But yeah, he's got it all.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
And he seems like, not on top of all that, he seems like such a good person.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I saw him, he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? How are you?"
Yeah.
Where you're like, "Oh shit, you're famous though."
Wait, you care about me? Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
like-
yeah. I love him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Think he would
let's
drink
get
beers
it.
with us?
He
Ask
probably
him to
would.
come on the podcast.
He probably would.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll DM him after
Let's
this.
let's stop talking about Justin Timberlake though and go
I
back
know,
to
I'm
our
gonna
top
boner.
5.
What's your 3?
3. I'm realizing, like, other than the professional sports, I like didn't care about money at this point because my third was. I'm assuming all beaches have this, but I'm not positive. I know Wildwood does, but the kid that walks, because I was like, oh, I could be this soon. I remember thinking, it's the kid that walks around that says like, "Get your Philadelphia Daily, Philadelphia Daily."
a paper boy on the beach? What the
I
fuck, dude?
thought that kid was so cool. You're like, because they all would say the same stuff, like your Philadelphia Daily News.
What if we combine 2
What
of your
the
top 5
Fuck, dude.
And just was a
and you were the Fudgy Wudgy man?
Fudgy Wudgy man. Yeah, but you have to be a veteran, I think.
So you can yell out on the
A
beach
veteran,
because
like a military veteran.
Yeah, I think that is that only in
You
Wildwood.
need only
I don't know.
one. You have to have some type of prosthetic.
You can only, it's gonna make it super difficult
Yeah.
in the sand.
Yeah, one missing an ear, robotic arm, something.
Yeah, like I loved that those.
You
kids
just
I thought
liked
were,
yelling stuff at the
Oh,
beach. Is that what you're saying?
I think I just liked that they all had like the saying together, and I wanted to be a part of it. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
My brother
Inside
was
jokes,
a paper boy too, like at home, and I would like just go with them. Like it'd be 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd just get up, like, okay, I guess I'll go for the ride. I was a weird fucking kid, actually.
I'm just realizing that.
I hate
weird.
this topic. Yeah, this is bad.
Jesus.
That was weird.
Very weird.
I was a strange kid for sure. Right?
Please help me.
So.
And to the next one?
My number, what are we on, 3?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to run a company, but not the way you would think that people would do that. I would think that CEOs of big companies have a lot of stuff to do.
Oh,
They're working hard.
chill.
I thought that if you put me in charge,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to make a couple decisions, and this baby's going to run fucking smooth without me.
Everybody's getting paid in Skittles.
Yeah, it's going to run smooth. Here's the thing that you're doing wrong. Bop, 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 bop. Here we go. I'm done.
I feel like you were a smart kid.
I'm out at 1 o'clock, and I'm in at 10, out at 1. I handled it. You give me a call on my cell if you need me.
So you're a
I'm gonna go golfing.
bazillionaire. I'm the Philadelphia Daily News kid.
Baker's back to being poor. Just trying to scrape some change so I get some potatoes and cilantro for my family.
Does anybody have any extra lemon juice that I can have?
Just getting some
shit.
potatoes here. So,
I thought it was super easy.
Right.
Why not
All
be in
successful
charge?
people just don't
Why
put
not?
it, yeah.
Why not be in charge, make millions of dollars, and then only work a couple hours a day? Because
Yeah.
I'm smarter than you, obviously. You don't know what you're doing. What are you working fucking 12-hour days?
Yeah.
What are you idiot? What are you, an idiot?
Sense.
Come on, man.
I'll figure it out. I gotta make 3 decisions today, and then I'm gonna go golfing.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go swimming in my
At a
pool.
young age.
My big
Because
ass
I have
pool.
a pool.
Interesting. All right, my number 3 was a pro wrestler, obviously.
Fuck, that's what am I in.
Is it?
Well, that's your number 2. You guys can
Oh,
jump
yeah,
in
for
together.
sure,
Yeah.
dude. First of all, I was obsessed with wrestling.
Oh, my God.
It was such a good soap opera. It was so fun. There's so many different characters. I was so involved. I'm kind of Stone. I'm like the modern day. I'm the podcast version of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Just without the muscles and the bald head.
I got a bald
I
head.
brought the bald guy.
That's
just
why I'm here.
But yeah. I mean, why would I not want to be a pro wrestler? Why would I not want to be a pro wrestler?
I remember being in 2nd grade, and that was my folders. Like, other little girls had, like, the kittens. I had, like,
Yeah.
Rakishi. I think who's the guy that would sit on people's faces?
Rikishi?
Yeah. Like the Undertaker, Kane,
Oh yeah.
Triple H,
Yeah.
like
It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Sacco. Like I think I almost created my own. Like,
You
and
had
it
your own
helped.
taco?
Like it helped that I had 2 older brothers.
She just brushed it aside. She was like, "Shut up."
I had 2 older brothers, so I was a pawn in their game. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
would be like, "All right, let's get on the trampoline, play like you're about to pass
Andrew,
out."
get
Guess-
the tables.
Guess who's gonna get rock bottom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would just get like choke slammed like no other, and I was just like, this is the greatest. Like I loved.
That's why you started working out. You're like, I got to brace for impact. I
Yeah.
got to get built up here.
Yeah.
You never know in the WWE.
I gotta fight back.
If they're
I'm going
gonna
to
call-
NXT. You never know when I'm getting called up.
I gotta fight back.
Yeah,
I can't
loved
keep
it.
losing matches.
Dude,
I'm never gonna get called up if I
especially when we were
lose.
growing up. The wrestling was the attitude era. Oh my god, it was the best. It was the best.
We would like put our money together, like so we could buy Hell in the Cell on pay-per-view. Like
Yes!
I loved every bit.
TLC, SummerSlam. Come on, man.
You kidding me?
Come on, man.
I love it. Yeah, pro wrestler. I mean, why wouldn't I want to be?
So that's your 3 and your 2.
Yeah.
My last 2 are like kind of similar.
Mm-hmm. It goes
Well-
like dun 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 dun. Mine's like dun 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 dun.
No, that's not how it works.
Do you know that story?
No.
So Vanilla Ice, his song. It's so stupid to explain this, but it's hilarious. So Ice Ice Baby is obviously he stole that from Queen, the like Under Pressure.
Oh, really?
It's the same exact beat.
I just saw
except-
Bohemian Rhapsody and I'm obsessed.
So it's the same exact beat, except and there's a E-True. I don't know if it's a E-True
Yeah, it was like
Hollywood
behind the
story or
music,
something
whatever.
like that. Yeah.
He was so confident in saying this. He's like, "Yeah, Queen's suing me right now." All the shoes, like they think that we stole their beat. Well,
But-
yeah, but like he sits there and describes it. Like, no, if you listen to theirs, it goes like, dun, 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 dun. If you listen to ours, it goes. Dun, 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 dun.
a little higher.
He had two beats in the middle. It was like
I'm gonna have to research.
He's like, so theirs doesn't have that, so I don't know why they think it's the same.
Did you guys see Bohemian Rhapsody?
I didn't.
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I was a
loved
big
it.
fan of Queen.
See, I didn't know.
Freddie
I didn't
Mercury
even know
coulda
We
ate an
Will
apple out
Rock
of a-
You.
Yeah, Freddie.
I didn't even know that was them.
Freddie Mercury was on my list of
yeah.
people I would want to.
Yeah. Well, that's one of
He was
your
on
things
one
that
of
you
my
put
That
up
was what
today.
I was. Yeah. Oh,
He was
really?
on one
Yeah,
of
we
my
already
lists.
did one
I
of those,
fucking
yeah.
love Freddie Mercury.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, people. That was a concert that I wanted to see.
Oh, no, we did the people
Yeah.
that we went to drink beers with. Dead
Yeah.
people we went to drink beers with.
Yeah. But that was concerts that you wanted to see. I think he was my number one, if not
Could've
my
been.
number two. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Freddie
would've been-
Mercury was a fucking
unreal.
Maniac.
Complete and utter animal.
Had
Yeah.
a set of teeth on him, too.
He did.
They had him
Let me
out.
tell you. But he could perform. That's what I thought I could do.
Yeah,
I just need to be able to sing too. So
That's all.
But auto-tune's like a thing,
Yeah,
right?
T-Pain's famous.
Anyway, so my last two are like kind of similar.
Go ahead.
First one is superhero. I thought anybody. First off, no. You laugh because you're like, oh, how could you fly around? Batman's a regular person too. I can be Batman. So
These
shut
are
your face.
unrealistic. It's like me being like, I want to be a
Even,
clown.
even for
What?
even as a kid, I knew that wasn't real.
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
Well, you're smart.
I was a CEO making millions of dollars with a lot of time on my hands.
Oh.
So what was I going to do in my free time? I'm going to save Gotham City.
I'm gonna get a leather suit. and I'm gonna start kicking.
I don't
ass.
know why you guys don't
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, what don't you get? A super. Okay.
I thought, and superhero, I use that term loosely. Obviously, I knew I couldn't fly around like Batman or Superman, but I could still save the world. I'm still smart enough. I'm still fast enough. I'm still fucking. I'll kung fu the shit out of you.
Yeah,
I don't have
Okay.
any lessons of kung fu, but I can figure it out.
it's got to be
Yeah.
easy to pick up. People are just lazy.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
YouTube exists.
Yeah,
You know what I
people
mean?
are
I'll
lazy.
figure it out.
Yeah,
it
it's like
can't
playing
be
the
that
guitar.
hard.
It's super simple. You just hit a couple things, and next thing you know, you write "Stairway to Heaven."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it? I didn't have the concept that it's not easy to do that, to save the world.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to do. So give me the credit there.
You wanted to help
I
people.
wanted to
Kids
save
like
the fucking
superheroes. That's why they make them. They're colorful and shit. My number two is super. My number two is super random. This was actually in my 8th grade yearbook that I found. It's a.
I'm picturing what it's. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What do you think it is?
I don't
This was
know.
in my 8th grade yearbook. You put like, what do you want to be when you grow older? And I mean, at 14, you kind of have an idea of what's going on.
Okay.
I don't know if I have a guess. I thought you were going to talk about being like a kid. I was going to guess like trash man or something.
That was Dan's today. He put it on his thing. He's like, I wanted to be a trash man because I really wanted to ride on the back of the truck. We'll go through them at the end. I wanted to be a movie director.
Oh, that's a good one.
I literally watched so many movies. I was so in the movies. I was like, dude, I have so many good ideas. I can make a movie. But you don't realize what goes into making a movie. Like, yeah, you might have an idea, but like, there's so much shit in movies.
Well, here's
like,
the thing. You
how
probably
about a
can't even-
dialogue or this or that?
That's what I
or
was going
that?
to say. You probably can't even put it down as a script, let alone create the actual fucking movie.
Oh my god! Well, first of all, the director doesn't even come up. Other than Quentin Tarantino, there's like 3-4 directors that like come up with everything. But like, there's a writer, there's
Yeah.
a fucking screenplay. There's the
Not even
director.
that, like,
the
even
director
choosing the
takes
cast.
all those notes and then tries to put it together. Like the director didn't come up with the movie.
Right.
Like he's doing somebody else's writing. Like somebody wrote a book and then you're trying to make it come to life and shit. But like, there's
Right.
so much that goes into it. What about the dude who does the scores and comes up? I have the best violin, the
Right.
best violinist for this scene.
Yeah.
Right. And
You're
to be
like,
able
huh?
to think of all that kind of stuff, like you were saying, even the cast, like the cast has to fit together perfectly. You need the guy that plays
Chemistry.
this well,
There's
like
a
that.
casting director.
I
Right.
can't even imagine, like, just this
And
isn't
they
one of
fuck
my.
up sometimes,
yeah,
too.
This isn't even one of my top 5, but we talked about like being vulnerable or things like that. Like, you guys starting a podcast or someone being a rapper or something. But imagine being an actor, actress where you have to improv. Like, oh, just the thought of it like makes me cringe.
Watching yourself on screen.
Ugh.
Well, hold on. To be an actor or actress in the improv with that comedic background.
Where you have to be funny. You have
It's-
so much pressure
Well,
to be
I
funny.
was going to say that's one thing, but not having that background and being in a comedy and then having that do that where they're like, Will Ferrell can do this, why can't you? And I'm like, because I only read what's on the script. I
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's better at it than me. He's a
Yeah.
comedy
I'm not
actor.
Will Ferrell. Like,
I'm not a comedy actor. What do you want me
Or
to do?
when you're like prepping, where you're like, fuck, this is a scene where I have to cry. Like you're just there's shit
How
that's
do you
got
fake
I
cry?
was
there's
thinking
shit
Ben
going
Stiller.
through your head. You're just like, oh fuck. Like
I was just thinking Ben
I
Stiller
miss my
in,
grandma. Like yeah. Like
in Tropic Thunder, where he's like trying to cry, and he's like,
Tropic Thunder doesn't get enough love as
it's
it
a
should.
fucking great movie.
It's a movie
Tom
about
Cruise-
actors trying to act.
Tom Cruise as that agent or whatever the
How
fuck
about
he is.
Robbie Downey Jr.? How does he just become a black
In
guy?
blackface,
He
yeah.
can't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm the guy playing the other guy, trying to play the other guy.
I'm the dude playing a dude.
Yeah, we got it.
Disguised.
Movie director. I don't know, whatever.
that's a good one.
But superhero wasn't. I don't know. Fuck.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And next,
Hey, Ryan, mute your own mic for me.
so this wasn't my number. The WWF wrestler was my number one,
Okay.
but this was next to my list. And this is actually why I came up with the idea, because my mom was in the car with me yesterday. And she's like, remember when you were little and you told Daddy you wanted to be a pole dancer? And I was like, I think I got my mouth washed out with soap. And I didn't know. I knew
You're like, I
they
didn't
were
know.
beautiful
Whoops.
women dancing. And I remember thinking oh my God, they're so pretty, whatever. And I don't know if one of my brothers were and they make a lot of money. And I just remember thinking oh my God, they just get to hang out and they look so pretty and they make a lot of money. And I think he was with friends too, and I said it in front of a whole
shit.
group. Yeah, I definitely got the shit kicked
So
out
they
of
still
me.
tell a story now
Oh,
among
bro,
their friends.
everyone
Hey, at
and shit.
least,
still
you,
talks
you
about
were
it.
proper and said pole dancer.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, because that's what you knew it as.
yeah, and
they
that's
danced
what
on
actually
a pole.
that's.
What do you think you've seen that
I don't.
Showgirls.
I'm trying to think of it might have. It probably had to been a mood. I don't know. I mean, I'm the youngest of four, so
Yeah.
who knows what was on TV?
Yeah,
But
it was Showgirls.
and that
Showgirls
was
are
actually
really-
my segue. It was the gateway drug getting me to wrestling, because then I wanted to be the ring girl. Then I was like, fuck that. I
wanna be
just wanna-
Sable.
I want to
Yeah.
beat the shit out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to be China. Yeah.
Nice. Lita.
That
Lita was hot too.
Lita was hot. Yeah.
Pole dancer, very interesting. But obviously you heard that or seen that somewhere, so
Yeah.
you're
It's just
oh,
the
yeah.
one thing that even my grandma would be like, remember when he went
But,
to-" I said it one time and it just
Shut up,
stuck.
Grandma.
Yeah.
But you took the good out of that, and you was like, "Oh, I'm impressed on how these
they're
girls
pretty.
look.
Yeah.
They're always colorful."
Right. You
Her
weren't
name's
I want to be
Crystal.
naked in front of all these gross dudes.
Yeah.
You probably didn't even know that
Actually,
that was
I
a
didn't even
thing.
know men. Yeah. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Did you
Right.
see the movie trailer for that new movie coming out with the little kids?
Yeah, good boys.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure out how to French kiss or something. They Google how to kiss. It's click if you're 18 or older, and they're like, how many husbands does she have?
Yeah.
So
It's
good.
definitely gonna be super bad. Just
yeah,
in
and
sixth
it's
grade.
I think it's the writer. Of
Yeah,
Superbad,
it
yeah.
is. Yeah, it's gonna be so funny.
Yeah.
I just went younger. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
They got a young Craig Robinson. The black kid looks just like Craig Robinson. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so good.
My number one, again, kind of similar to my last one,
To
but
Kelly's, I wanted to be a pole dancer. Yeah.
I did.
I want to be a villain.
No. Like a secret agent, CIA, FBI,
See, I can relate to
I
that.
thought-
Everybody
Save the
wanted to be
world. Yeah.
that. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to be that shit. That'd be awesome.
right, exact.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
That's good.
Is that not?
That's a good sound.
Would
bite.
that not be the perfect thing where it's he's just walking across the street and then somebody walks by and then he's gone, where'd he go?
I just wanted to go
Because
with a
he's so
silencer.
fucking good.
It's
Yeah. And
being
just,
a Navy
pop,
SEAL
pop,
or
pop.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's has
James
these
Bond.
tricks.
Right.
Banging exotic women, shooting people in the head. Hello.
I also just love the idea that people know things. I envy police officers because they just get the scoop. I want to be wait, what's going on down there? And they're just keep it moving. I'm like,
But just
but
tell me.
what?
Just tell me.
So you know, but can I know? Yeah, I'm the one
I
calling
won't tell
traffic.
anybody. All right.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's good.
CIA, the FBI,
that's good.
whatever.
Yeah,
Just
that's a good one.
sneak
That's a good
around,
one.
Fucking
My number
gun.
one's
Oh, they found me. Pop, 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 pop.
my number one's
Shoot my way
super
out.
going to be super. There's a story that goes behind it. So my number one's comedian, which is super stupid because I could be it. I'm not saying me. Oh my god,
I am hilarious.
No, I didn't
so-
mean that. But that's still something. That's something you can
Everyone
do.
tells me every day.
No, that's not what I said. But I'm there's this story that my mom told me. She's we were in line at ShopRite one time, and I was just saying it's not unrealistic. It's not astronaut. No shit, I'm not going to fucking Mars. What? What the fuck? Eating beef jerky out
Matt
of a tube.
Damon. Matt
Yeah.
Damon growing your own shit on Mars.
So there was this story where like we're in line at Shopper or something. I have no idea how old I am, 4 or 5, and there's this guy behind us and shit. And he's talking. He's like, "Oh, what's up, little guy?" And you're just sitting there like, "He's like, oh man, what
Oh,
do
you
you?"
couldn't talk yet? That's crazy.
Nah.
I got my mouth wired.
I was in a bad car accident. Okay. That wasn't funny either.
So about being a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is me bombing. So the guy's like, "Oh, what do you want to be, little buddy, when you get older?" I was like, "Oh." My mom says it's so vivid. She's like, "You gave this guy like the dirtiest look ever." You're just like, "A comedian, duh." Like that's what she said. I said to this fucking guy.
Isn't
Like, obviously.
Like, duh.
it's funny because a lot of us don't even like half of my list. I didn't even know I wanted to be it. It was just now I'm told that was like I didn't know I wanted to be a
that's
pole
what you
dancer. Yeah.
And by comedian, I don't mean like being on stage. Like we watched, like me and my brother and sister always watched like Adam Sandler and like Ace Ventura. So like that's what I thought was a comedian. Like I wanted to do that.
You want to be super goofy and get
Like
paid for
yeah,
it.
on like in the movies. Like I wanted to be Ace Ventura in the worst way. Billy
Right.
Madison, like that's a comedian. I don't mean like now we're like, oh, you got to go stand up and get a fucking Netflix special. Like that's the most horrifying thing in the world.
Oh my
to
God,
me.
standing
to stand
up
on
there.
stage and tell jokes and people just be like, you're like, oh god.
I would fake. Yeah, I would fake a fucking heart
Could there
attack.
be a more terrifying thing in the world?
Yeah, talk about
Especially
being
when you're
vulnerable.
just.
Yeah,
It's one thing if you go out and you're like fucking Kevin Hart or something like that, where you could be like, and then I said, "You're a
Right.
loser," and people are like, "Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
so
like,
funny."
he's already so far past like where.
or they
he's-
have a presence. Like Will Ferrell will step on screen and I'm already smiling.
Right.
He's not saying anything, but I'm just like I know whatever he's about to do is going to be outrageous and I'm going to laugh. But like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
Like, if
Like
it's
we
you
already
just
see the
start
end
out-
results. Like we already know he's funny. Like this, yeah, right. The starting of it.
If you go to like an open mic and there's like 8 people in the crowd, and you're like,
yeah.
"Hey guys, I'm Ryan."
You're at Red Lobster doing fucking stand up in the corner, and all the Maria party of 4, Maria party of 4. Like during your fucking bit, you're just like, and like, you get cut out and they come back and you're just like, yeah. And then I told my, let me start
on
that.
stage,
I'll
like,
take that from the top. Let me take that one from the top.
Well, not even that. Like, even if you are a known comedian, like I saw Bill Burr, and he's just like harping on women and abortion or whatever it would be, where you're going to offend 90% of the people that are in your crowd, and they just don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just the idea that you're just like, I don't really give
And
a
he's
shit.
the best there is.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Bill Burr is the best
he's
there is.
so funny. Yeah, I love him.
Like Kevin Hart's huge, but I don't think Kevin Hart's even remotely as funny as Bill Burr.
No, yeah.
But that's a good thing about comedians. It's your flavor. It's the same thing as music.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, so and so sucks. I'm like, you're just not into them.
Yeah.
Like if I don't like
Like
country,
Theo Von. Yeah,
yeah,
like we were talking
right.
about that. Yeah.
Like I don't like Luke Bryan. He's obviously people like him. He sells 100 million records everywhere he goes.
yeah.
And I didn't want to come out conceited and be like, oh, comedian, I could become a comedian. I was just saying it was more.
But
of
it was
a,
your number one.
It was a more realistic thing than
But it's still what I'm trying to be.
a fucking CIA agent. You know what I mean?
Or a
Watch it,
superhero.
dude. Why you gotta take a shot? 2
Because-
shots at me.
Because, dude, you don't even have a gun.
I'll just go fuck myself.
Oh, shit.
In that case,
Oh, we're not going down 5 through 1.
In that case.
It's only episode 60.
I'll figure it out one time.
Should I read off what people wrote in?
Yeah. And I have some other ones. Do you guys have other ones?
No.
I really just one other one I wanted to say. BMX
Oh, that's a
rider.
good one.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Just drinking
I wish I was good at
Monster.
skateboard.
Yeah.
Just chug Monster and Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
But like, and like, you just assume that you could do some of those things.
Yeah, it looks
But then like you go off like a little bump on the edge of the
A
curb, and you're
bump?
like,
I
oh
can't even
shit, fuck.
I bought like a $250 longboard this year, and I can't stand on it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like,
It looks
what?
good in the living room, though.
I know. I brought it to the shore. I walked around with it. I walked the streets of North Wildwood.
I can't be
holding
seen falling
yeah.
off this.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, so many people are out today. Yeah, and I was.
Can you guys all go back in your houses
Yeah.
and
I actually
I can
had.
only longboard at midnight? It's crazy.
I had on here like a 6 because I think this is another thing like a lot of girls would have in common. Like a mom. Like I loved
Yeah.
like I couldn't wait to. This idea of like I think it was more so like I get to tell someone what to do.
Right.
That's why I became a teacher.
There you
Or
go.
I could just become a wife and just like bully my husband. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Either or.
Yeah, you
tell-
play house and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
are
and
you
like,
kidding? I would like make my mom give me the keys so I open the door of the house. I was so annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's what your mom was saying.
We already
It was
did
like
the Dan
fucking
want to be a
Kelly
trash man thing. We got work with Steve Irwin. That'd be cool.
That'll be
Animals.
a good one. A
I'm not-
vet. I'm surprised none of us didn't say that.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's a pretty common one.
I mean, there's a couple goofy ones, like a lawyer. So, I'm not going to say
A couple goofy ones like a lawyer.
Yeah. Them
Idiot.
Them backstabbers.
A doctor,
Them
is
backstabbers.
scientist.
Somebody wrote, I'm not going to say who wrote this. One of our friends put, not a cop, laughing face. WNBA, but I'm only 5 foot
Here
tall.
she comes herself, Kelly Clarkson. Oh, I didn't even know the dog was there.
Chelsea, we'll tell you the story in a second. Hold on. And dead free. Oh, the best was Nicole Greco wrote. She's like, I want to be a lunch lady, and then she put in parentheses, I swear. Okay. Soccer player, gangster, star, Bob Lazar, Stone Cold Steve Austin, gym teacher, wedding planner, roller derby girl. That's fun.
Who's that?
I'll tell you after this. I don't know because I don't know
Yeah,
if
maybe
they
they
want
don't wanna know.
a
Yeah.
stay-at-home dad, a watch fixer, or a Playboy pony. Porn
Either
star.
one.
We had
Maybe
a
both.
couple porn star. Yeah, obviously.
Oh, those jixers.
This one I'm definitely calling him out because I work with him. Matt Boker put, I want to be 5 foot. He's like 4'9". I want to be 5 foot when I get older. All right, I'm all done.
Let's quick go through our fives.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh yeah. Professional athlete, Mr. Softy worker,
Mr. I just had a stroke.
Mr. Softy worker. Oh fuck! I hate my list. Philadelphia Daily News deliverer on the beach.
That makes no fucking sense, by the way.
And it's so specific, too.
Like that, you want to be a beach paper boy. That makes no fucking sense. So you trade in the Jeff cap for a visor and just.
Oh fuck. WWF wrestler, pole dancer.
Why the fuck did the pole dancer like? Unbelievable.
Uh,
She had enough respect to say pole dancer, not stripper.
right. NBA player, musician, CEO, superhero, secret agent.
Athlete in a band / wanted to be an NSYNC.
Boy band.
Boy band. Pro wrestler, movie director, comedian. More movie comedian, not like a stand-up comedian.
Are we closing it down?
Yeah. Kelly, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
I wish you would have brought one of your cool hats. The girl Pharrell, Kelly Baker.
Pharrell's out of control.
Yeah. His are,
Somebody needs to say it. I'll say it.
Wait, how many hats he wears?
No, just the hats that he wears. What are you thinking?
Kelly disagrees hard.
I mean, I guess
Kelly,
like
anything to promote before we go out? Promote your videos real quick.
I don't have anything.
Follow her at Fill her up at Kelly Baker on Instagram. Send her all the creepy DMs you want. Check her
she's
out.
totally into it.
Send her out her nutrition stuff. And if you want to buy her knee pads and dirty underwear, offer DM her.
She's always selling
You
it.
can get them at a reasonable price. Guys, we love you. Thank you. Good night.